expensive to do factor costs. So a low-level character, it would be cost prohibitive. A higher-level character, it actually pays off.
Okay.
Parker,
I know your mic is off, but I want to personally welcome you to the game. Really happy to have you here.
Oh, hey, Parker.
And also to give a vocal check, make sure we can hear you okay.
Apparently we can't. We're not getting much from you, Parker. Just kind of noise, like an occasional squeak or squawk, but I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, I'm just hearing a squeak or squawk.
Okay.
Bad, Parker.
No, that sounds like you're talking fast.
Very chipmunky.
Unless you're trying to imitate your speedster character, we can't understand you because you're... so work on that a bit. We're going to keep on marching forward here. I do want to let Parker know, because he's new to the group. One thing I do is I record our game sessions, so be okay with that. I use it. I record them mostly for the audio, for notes, and then I like to edit them and post them up later, so I can listen to the game without all my ums and ahs. So, when we last left, Bug, you floated the idea that you wanted to check churches.
Yes, and we can even narrow it down somewhat, because these guys are
racist.
Well, yes, but they're also religious nut jobs. They literally come from a specific religious
nut jobbery
park. I mean, literally, they run a Jesus park of some variety.
Yeah, Rico is known. Yes, that is correct. Yep.
So it shouldn't be too hard to find out what churches. Well, there's a pretty good Venn diagram here. One, they're working with the Russians, so Russian-run territory is the best places to check. Two, they have already shown an allegiance of some sort to the Catholic Church, which is actually a little bizarre for that kind of bug nuttery, but it is at least something we should check into. So Catholic churches...
It was Russian Orthodox.
It's Russian Orthodox, yeah. They weren't Catholics, they're Russian Orthodoxes.
Okay, but that's still weird.
That shows my lack of education more than anything else.
Right.
Because those wackadoos are always some variety of Protestant. So the fact that they're working with the Orthodox, the Russian Orthodox, is a little weird.
Yeah, it's not Anglican.
I like the Norse voodoo angle myself.
The Norse voodoo
are all over the map, right?
Hey, it was for a little bit there. It was Norse Native American, which is even that's actually vaguely cool, because if you think about like the Vikings, the first people to come to North America, there's actually some context there.
I haven't figured out how the voodoo angle meshes. The voodoo angle was made more for his opposite, this thing called Afro brutality,
right? Which we haven't seen yet.
Yep.
So I love his search vectors. I have a Parker says he's going back out and back in again.
Yep. We'll see if that shakes things up.
Okay, so the I have like a little bit of supplies I need to grab, but I love the idea of the church vector and basically using the section of the contacts I have to say, look, someone's been buying from these guys. Where's their stuff? Plus, we've also been to their scrapyard where we ruined all the guns. It's a follow the money kind of operation. Right? Let's follow them down.
The scrapyard operation was west of Moscow West, or I guess it would have been northwest in south of Little Italy. There's a place called. There he is, Parker. Thank you very much.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Now we can.
We can, but you're at a pretty serious...
Okay, cool deal. Sorry.
You got a delay. Yeah, we can see you because you have an excellent background.
Yeah, but I don't think the delay is that big of a deal. I think you're, as long as I can hear what you're saying, you're not I don't need to match it to your lips. So I think I can hang.
Cool deal. I'll try to. I think, it's my super speed. I talk so fast. My body can't. I don't know. Sorry about that.
That's as long as we can hear your vocals. That's really good.
Dude, I haven't seen you in like 2 years, and you look like completely different.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Well, last time you saw me, I was a teenager, so.
Oh, now you're a full-grown man, huh?
I mean, look, if you look at me, can you not tell? I mean, look at this facial hair.
Exactly right.
That's probably what it is.
We very much appreciate your peach fuzz. I mean, beard.
Yeah, just say I got a full Viking beard now going on. So.
No, dude, it's great to see how Parker and I have actually played together for years. I just haven't really been a chance to play with him for. It's got to be close to 2 years now since we've actually played. We chat now and again, but
yeah.
Sorry about that. Hope we can get by first impressions.
Yeah, really don't sweat it.
Yep.
And you're syncing up nice now. Whatever it is seems to have gone away.
The lag has gone away.
Okay, sweet. Cool deal.
So, but yeah, Stewartsboro was where the chop shop was. Funny enough, didn't I have the Rainbow's End girls shelter in Moscow West?
You did.
Okay. And that's I think that's on. I'm going to put that on the. I don't know if I've gave I'll better check my notes for addresses, but we know it's there, so we can always go to it.
That would be super against brand for them to hide stuff there.
Yeah, that's you can
carry about women and children.
The church angle's a good angle.
I was gonna say, you're gonna have a small problem with things dropping in their head if they're doing that. So Parker, you're coming in. Have you had a chance to see the plot as is, or how much do you know about our current adventure?
Not much, to be honest with you. I was told that you guys were fighting Nazis.
Pretty well.
So I heard that, and I was like, don't say anything else to me.
You're in?
Yeah.
If I get to punch a Nazi in the face, this is a game for me. I'd feel you.
Yep.
But I am not there's anything that can spoil it, but for our home base, I'm taking Champions Hudson City, and it's Capital City. We are in Capital City, but I'm using their map.
Okay.
And other, benign details out of it for people and places as far as regular NPCs. But otherwise, I and the other players were just kind of spinning it up. It's our homebrew Gotham, if you would. And it's on the East Coast. It's actually, Capital City is a replacement for Baltimore. Baltimore doesn't exist. I just plot Capital City right on top of it. It looks completely different. I don't care. I don't think Baltimore was on the Stewart River. I don't know if the Stewart River even exists, but there we are. We have an East Coast Capital City instead of an East Coast Baltimore.
All right.
Sports teams, television stations, the whole thing. Contemporary. It's actually now. I started this game on May 5th of last year, and that's when the campaign started. May 5th, May 4th, and that was started with the champion rules, and then I bailed after quite a few sessions because I wasn't able to run the game I wanted to. And changing the rules actually, I guess, I know I also switched the time too. But mostly I switched the time because no one was interested in the past group of switching to a different rule system. So they passed, and I moved the game to a more convenient time for me, and here we are.
Cool deal.
Using DC Heroes. Have you played DC Heroes or the Blood of Heroes rules before?
I have not. To be honest with you, my superhero role-playing has really only been Mutants and Masterminds, 3rd edition mainly. I think with my dad, we ended up playing literally for like, I think it was like a one shot essentially. We played one of the Marvel ones once, but that was years ago, and I couldn't tell you what the first rule was in the book.
I find it pretty easy to get to use. I guess easy. Yeah, I would say easy. And so as a player, we'll be just asking some values for you, and then you'll get to roll the hit. Where you use 2d10s, and you combine them when you roll the hit. So a 10 and a 4 is a 14. It's not a 40 or a 4%. It's not a percentage. And as Mike was apt to put out, the only time that you roll 1d10 is for initiative, and you add that the roll to your initiative score. Hero points are another mechanic you'll become familiar with, and that's a pool of points that you earn through play and then you spend in play on either improving your character or during combat to increase your chances when serious stuff is on the line.
Alrighty.
And I didn't even have a chance to look at your character sheet, but that's okay.
Yes, sorry.
I'm really comfortable.
If I was confusing, by the way, with the character stuff, I couldn't find like a fillable character sheet. So I literally had like a notepad note.
Yeah, don't worry.
You can find a form fillable character sheet if you go to the files section of the Mimi group. In the future, I posted up a form fillable sheet.
Okay.
Which is nice. I even found a character builder, like it tracks your points as you build the character for you, crunches the numbers.
I have a spreadsheet that I use. That kind of does that, but it's homemade, so it's not very automatic, but it does keep track of everything I want to keep track of. So
yeah, there's a couple of good builders out there. That's true. So, Parker, you feel like your character's finished? You good? You know enough about it to get started?
Yeah, for the most part, to be honest with you, the only thing that I wasn't 100% locked in on was like advantages and drawbacks, but him being like a younger guy, and not being him being like a new superhero, I guess, kind of new to the game. I don't think he would have an advantage.
You don't need them. You can run with none of either if you don't want to.
Yeah, and the drawbacks. I was gonna ask. I didn't know if having one was required. So, if not, then
I find they come. They should come when pretty naturally with your character concept. Usually they pop up, or it can pop up with your concept. But you definitely don't need to have them. It's not a requirement. It's just a way to build. Obviously, get your character above 450 starting points. Because that was what the base, I think, 450.
Yep.
And and you really don't want to go much more than 550, because then you're going to be overburdened with too many advantages and drawbacks.
I don't think we have a whole lot in this group. There's mine, which makes me so socially awkward, but I don't even know if Metal has one.
Yeah, if you recall, I have mistrust. That is to say, the law enforcement doesn't like me because I'm a checkered person. It's one of the reasons I'm trying not to deal with law enforcement.
You're kind of a known quantity in Capital City at a certain street level.
I am a smuggler, so I am mistrusted.
I'm creepy because bugs crawl on me pretty regularly, and I don't seem to notice.
I think, and it's not a good movie, but I think some of the people that would be aware of Metal and known Metal is out there would be 999.
Okay.
That was a bad cop movie from last year. Woody Harrelson is the drugged out FBI guy. The cops and the gang is crooked cops. Is a group of crooked cops, and that's the focus of the movie. Dude,
I've never even freaking heard of it.
it's. I needed
No,
something
I'm
to
not-
watch one night.
And you're like, and you're probably better off not.
So, but yeah, crooked cops, Russian gangsters, and now the local, instead of the FBI, it's the FBEE, Federal Bureau of Enhanced Entities. Supers are called enhanced entities. They're, to the public, it's a relatively new phenomenon, is enhanced entities. And I gave you a blurb about where the origins of the powers in our game universe has started from. Doesn't mean it is limited, and I also gave you some other options, I thought.
Yeah.
But I'm also open to a good origin story. Any good origin story I'm receptive to.
Cool. Yeah. I wasn't really locked in on anything. Whatever worked for you. Obviously, I didn't want to come in and demand a bunch of stuff. But my character's a mutant. Damn it! All right.
Okay, you're a
It's
mutant.
Yeah.
That's perfectly acceptable. Mutants are a comic book staple, and there's plenty of ways to put that in. And have you watched a lot of Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I watched episodes of it. I've not watched all of it.
Okay, so
But
you haven't
I've
been
watched
through like
episodes.
season 2, season 3, season 4?
To be honest with you, I probably have seen episodes from
Okay.
different seasons, but yeah, I couldn't tell you.
If it's spotty, that's good. Andy, you said you watched Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You weren't too keen on it. Did you follow it deep and for a long time or not?
I only watched till like partway through season 2 or 3. I think it was season 3 before I was like,
Okay.
I just they when they wouldn't kill off the bad guy, they kept bringing him back. I'm like, move on, do something different.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
And they made him different by color palette swaps functionally, but
Yeah, give him some mascara.
yeah, and now he's a different guy. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah. Well,
So-
what I've been pulling from that I've been paying attention is just that that creation of the Inhumans and their place in the universe. I found very intriguing.
I was going to say another reason I didn't want to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was I watched The Inhumans.
Oh, I made it about 2 episodes deep in that. That was not their best effort.
I was going to say, Andy knows Black Bolt has always been like a favorite character of mine, and I was, disappointed with that show, so I didn't want to. I don't know. I went on strike essentially with
Okay.
When I
Marvel
measured
TV.
Parker, I was
So Black
disappointed.
Yeah.
Bolt is a Marvel character, and that's kind of your touchstone for your character.
What do you mean? You mean like?
Black Bolt is an actual Marvel character.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Touchstone is like you take a little bit of inspiration from.
No, I would say this character I'd probably. I don't know. I kind of wanted to play him just like a Spider-Man. He kind of where he just is wanting to help. Just
and figuring
wants
his way
to-
in the world.
yeah,
doing
wants
that.
to do good and just be the superhero, right? But the whole thing that with his family, what I wanted to do with his brother and his dad was kind of like I'm trying. I don't know what a good example would be.
Well,
I
it
don't
sounded
know,
a bit
but-
like Invincible, where you just wanted his dad to be a bigger superhero than him.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, I did just watch that show, and I kind of
Good job.
reread some of the comics, and that's all my dad and I have been talking about for the past month.
Okay.
So-
I just learned that that's a animated series.
It is, yeah,
With season 1 only.
Yeah,
yep.
So
very
I'm gonna-
good. I do recommend it. It is actually pretty good. The
I will,
color was
so
Fine
better.
as a superhero. I did not see him really liking him as a superhero.
Oh, he
Really?
was. It threw me at first, but once I got into it, it really worked for me.
So I'll take some time to actually watch those. because I do have a Netflix streaming and Prime and Amazon, whatever. I should be able to get on with that.
Yep, I think it's 8. I think it's 8 or 9 episodes for the first season. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, I kind of wanted to do kind of the innocent. I guess not innocent necessarily, but just the
Naive.
Yeah, that's a good word for it.
Punk kid.
Right, and I took artist because he plays guitar, I play guitar, so I figured that'd just kind of be a cool role playing thing to add in there. But during the day, sorry, I got 1,000 ideas in my head. But just in his spare time, when he's not going to school, I guess he would go and perform, run gigs at the local bar or something. He plays guitar with his buddies in his band, and then obviously he's got the superhero stuff in secret. And then he tries to, he looks up to his dad and his brother, and I figured we could. Obviously, my character has super speed, and I figured it'd be neat to have, that be
a heritable trait.
Yeah, like he didn't get the full power set essentially from his dad or something. Maybe his dad has also super strength or flight or whatever, and his brother kind of got that. So it's kind of the whole in his brother's shadow. And
my only concern is I really don't want you to have access to having them show up on the scene to bail you out or anything.
Right.
Send them in Europe or something. His family, the superheroes in London.
Well, in fairness, they could be. Yeah, we're in our city. They could be in a completely different city.
Yeah.
I mean, and that could even actually be why Parker's character is in this city, is to try to get out from under that shadow, either consciously or subconsciously. He moved to a city on the other side of the continent just to go, I'll make it on my own, damn it. I'm going to do this music thing, and I'm going to be famous, and I'm going to be a superhero, and they're all going to respect me, goddammit. And then
that's
for about half an hour.
Yeah, and that means...
I'm not words in your mouth, Parker. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, I think that's exactly what my character would say, too.
So, in a sense, and we can stick him on the West Coast. We'll put him in L.A.
Cool.
And let's put it this way. If you want to have, on the front end of this game, some involvement with them, you would have to take that. You would have to take it like an advantage with contacts and pay it off with drawbacks.
Yeah, and that's one thing I was going to ask about, too, is like if I could do, I think it's, contacts or connections or whatever. And then, take a drawback. Or not. My character could just be overpowered. I mean, we could, hey, if you want to do it that way, I'm not going to complain.
No, of course not.
In fairness, I think
in the beginning of the game, for a few sessions, of course, try to rely on yourself, get into your character, the way you work and all that, and figure out how your powers work in this universe, how your speed powers work with this, these mechanics.
So here's a thought for where Parker's family is. There's a crisis in space, and his super father and super brother are off like on planet Neptune saving the universe. So they're far away.
There is,
They're in another dimension where they've been, kidnapped. There's all kinds of fun things you can do.
They're all fun. Yeah, they're all fun work. But I'm comfortable with having them being on Earth, being on the other side of the coast, and when plot threads start to develop and subplots develop, they'll fit right into place, I'm quite sure.
Cool deal.
Is Pentecostal Anglican?
You're getting a lot of in that neck of the woods things. You're obviously not a religious guy, Jay. It's
No.
So I'm an ex-Catholic who spent 20 years as a Buddhist, right? So the Catholics are kind of the big root at the beginning, right? And an offshoot of that is going to be the Russian Orthodox that are very close to the Catholics. And then you have all of these Jesus-based religions, largely here and in South America, that aren't exactly Catholics, are generally in that whole group referred to as Protestants, but there's like 100 of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Protestants are like so many different flavors of Protestant that, quite frankly, when somebody says they're Christian, they probably are Protestant or Catholic. But the problem is saying you're Protestant is like saying I'm in America. It's almost that broad.
Okay. But there's a good chance that you won't need to investigate any Baptist churches.
Very reasonable. Very reasonable. Sure.
And how difficult is that?
So I have a detective of 6, and we've spent a bunch of time doing legwork. Mm-hmm. So, we might get a column or so in our favor, plus all those kind of odd contacts we have.
And there's also the Venn diagram of stuff, like I said, that we already know.
But that was what I meant by the
certain
legwork.
Groups that we know that they have the certain connections with the other thing. The Russian, they're more likely than not going to be in Russian territory because that's their safe spot. Mm-hmm. So we can narrow it down to a fairly, or more at the very least, get rid of some really big names, some big places, and.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that was exactly what I meant by legwork. What he just said.
Right.
We can do a team attack. Using my detective skill, but being in the bonus because there's 2 of us on the whatever level of mystery AP you throw at it. I have one thing I want to get shopping before we do anything where we might encounter bad guys, but
GoPros?
No, I have a bunch of those. I want to go. I still have those. I want to go to some big industrial section, like where they're actually doing all this terrible metal work, and I want to grab the kind of powder that comes off the end of a lathe. Do you know what I mean?
The filings. I would call it filings.
Filings, sure. But I want a big bag. I want 50 pounds.
That's not a problem. It's just going to take a couple hours out of your day to get it. And yeah. So now you're gonna start floating a bag around with you, aren't you?
No. I'm not going to carry the bag with me. It's kind of like the chain I left on the roof of the hospital. This is nothing I'm going to carry. It's something I'm going to leave places and say, oh, look, what happened?
Yep. Very good. Very good. Andy, you raised your hand?
Yep. Have we moved on enough that I have my masks and my satchel?
Yes. We can have those. I came up with a good idea the other day about the delivery method. I'll have to remember it, but it has a lot to do with a courier like dropping off a FedEx envelope with a key to one of those places like mailboxes, etc., or what have you.
A bus station, where they have the.
Yep, with clear instructions that your goods are there. On the back end, how do they make contact with FedEx and get the keys? I haven't totally worked that out, but that's the way they deliver in the city.
It's probably like a gig job,
Right. That's an element that these 2 guys are aware of. Is there's a superhero shopping channel, black market, and metal being in black market, and a drug smuggler has one of those apps on her TV to be able to shop.
In fairness, Metal's moved more into gray market.
I tried to be the good guy. Well, now let's go wipe out some gun runners.
I can already tell my character's going to join the correct group.
No, actually, I'm starting to feel bad for Metal because I'm a little bit starred my eye. Let's fight the good fight and go down swinging. And Metal's like, nope, let's run.
Mm-hmm. I better make sure I got mine.
No, in fairness, I have run with Metal before. I mean, literally, when Metal said run, I said, let's go!
Sorry, this is not about altruism. I'm not trying to save all the old ladies. If there's a war going on in the city, no one's doing business, which is good for no one. Don't want a war going on in the city. Want business as usual.
So, if you are...
a little more altruist. Go ahead.
So if you're okay with it, Metal, if you would carry my satchel and a couple of extra masks for me, like, unless I need them. My thought here is I'm on the front line getting my face punched in a lot, and you're not. So,
Well, mostly I'm wearing a big jumpsuit with pockets, and I've got no problem putting masks in my big pockets.
okay, yeah, that's really all I'm asking. And the satchel we can keep because it's more there for when we need it, not that I expect to need it. But once in a while, we're going to have me carry something that's delicate, and I'm not very delicate.
Yes, you're not very delicate. That's true. Okay. Whenever you're ready, we'll go through to the investigation thing. You want a detective roll, or what is your thought?
My thought is just it helps me give them an amount of time that you have to burn.
Okay.
So I was figuring Bug would be done with his activities, about noontime, maybe a little bit before.
Probably a little bit before. Keep in mind, I did still want to go hit the bar and rattle cages, but I can easily be talked out of that because that's just me being an ass.
And I gave you the Calypso, right, in Crown Point?
Yeah.
And there's not that many people there.
Because we hit them hard enough that they're like, they're probably trying to come up with a plan B.
Mm-hmm. So I was going to give anywhere between 2 and 5 hours after that of homing in on their location.
Okay.
Yeah, and keep in mind that I am not the primary, but definitionally speaking, I do have to help Metal with the investigation, or he doesn't get my bonuses,
Right.
my teamwork, and/or my skill sets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm obviously more than happy to help Metal with it, so it's not a problem at all.
Yep. Yep. And it narrows it down to the Holy Christ Communion Hall in Moscow West. Let's give it a block. You're going to find that at Glaham and Hickman Avenue.
Okay.
That puts that corner kind of close to that railroad track, above ground railroad, I think it is. Elevated rail. And there's a Taco Bell across the street. What's your in-character name, Parker?
Warren.
Okay. Warren, where you're getting some Taco Bell.
Sweet.
And what kind of tips you guys off that this is probably a Civil Guard hideout is the amount of pickup trucks in the back parking lot. There's an unusual concentration of pickup trucks, and then there's actually 4 or 5 militia dudes, because they stand out like a sore thumb in this context because they're wearing their urban camo, kind of looking militia-y.
And we're pretty near the river. I'm just looking at the neighborhood, right?
Yeah. Yep. That what is that? That puts us with. I don't have a. If I have a, yeah, there is a scale. Yeah, it almost looks like less than half a mile to the river. So yeah, not too far. There's our.
So I just threw the map up there that we were using before. Here's the red block where all the fires were going. Are you guys seeing the map?
Yes,
I
sir.
am. Yep.
Okay. So here's the red block where the fires were before, and we're what? In this general neck of the woods near the fire zone?
You're west of it.
West of that. Okay. So I'm more over here.
Yep. Bingo.
Cool.
I actually now have a new question.
All right.
What is that's the fire zone, right?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
How much of the the fire zone is in the Russian turf, or is it all in the Russian turf?
A good portion of it, Metal would know, is a good portion of that is the Russian turf, is Malenko's turf.
Shame about Malenko.
And yeah. I hope that went down well for you. I hope it didn't. I don't know. Anyways.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, Malenko's involved in the scam.
Yeah, shame about him. Okay. So we figured out basically the church with the off-road yahoos in it. There's a whole lot of militia guys.
And it's a hall.
Bug, you want to go stick your toe in that place or whatever you do for your ESP trick to see if that's actually things going on, because I don't want to raid a bingo night.
Right. I'm going to go to a nearby area, sit down cross-legged on a roof someplace, and send my army of minions to check the place out.
And the top floor hall of the church is packed with militia people, and Rico's there. He seems to be giving a rousing, what do you call it? It wouldn't necessarily a speech, but rally. Perhaps he's exciting his troops about the need to take things to the next level and finally purify the city, blah blah blah, of all the corrupt influence.
I will hesitate mentioning that to Metal, because I know Metal is more than a little Rico gun shy, and mildly so, but I'd rather
Rico
tell
kicked the hell out of
her.
me the other day.
What?
I said Rico kicked the hell out of me the other day.
Mm-hmm. Well, Rico in his transformed state as Wotan.
Yes.
He does. Yeah. He passes himself off as a normal looking dude until he swells into his spiritual like entity.
But I will mention that Rico is here, which is both good and bad for us.
Mm-hmm.
Let's burn the building down.
One, that's a little too murder everybody and let God sort them out for my taste.
Okay, fine, we won't burn the building down.
Two, I honestly don't think it would stop him. I would walk out of a burning building, and we know he's at least as tough as me.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking that we would just clear him of troops again, and they'd start to get tired of the new troops. So
I had a plan for that, if you actually want to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
I have a new power not new power, but a new application of my power I've been literally dying to try. And they have all those trucks all parked together. Please let me blow them up.
You want to blow up the trucks?
I want to
burning
blow
up
up
the building is bad, but blowing up the trucks is okay?
Well, nobody's in the trucks. They're in there here in the guy.
There is a collection of dudes hanging out by the trucks. That they're not inside.
Well, yeah, but I could blow up the trucks, or at least a portion of the trucks, without hurting them. I'm assuming, unless they're really interspersed between the trucks, which seems like a weird way to do it.
You just want to set the trucks on fire might be a better way to say that, not actually blow them up.
No, blow them up.
How would you do that, Bug?
Bombardier beetle, baby.
You mean just you land on it, crush it?
No, I would stand on top of the roof and do a bombardier beetle. I'd do bomb 8 in the center of the trucks.
I guess I'm not familiar with a bombardier beetle.
Basically, a bombardier beetle is a beetle that puts out 2 chemicals, and when they hit, they combust and explode.
Okay, I am using range modifiers.
I don't need to be that accurate, so... But in fairness, it's just something I've been dying to try, because it's one of those weird bug powers rather than the standard ones that I use.
Okay.
Wow, hot noxious chemical spray. You've been researching.
The bug. If you want to be terrified, research the bug world. If you never want to have a good night's sleep again.
There is other information that your recon did on the inside. The
Right.
Rico is it's almost like performing a ritual over a big bottle of something.
Oh, we're going now.
And,
Go now.
And
Go now.
There's also Malenko is there, and he's bound and gagged on the altar.
Go now.
I will go now. I will actually. We'll do the shock and awe, but we're going to do it a little bit differently this time, if you don't mind. I will land. I'm assuming there's a parking lot where all these trucks are.
Let me give you a simple tactical situation here. You have a rectangle box for the hall. I think I even measured it out a bit. It's 170 feet long by 2.5 APs wide. And the parking lot, if the front door is to the north, on the north side of the building, the parking lot is on the west side of the building.
So my goal is to fly up, land, actually cut off my flying power so I crater into the area right in front of the parking lot.
Yep, superhero landing.
That should bring people a little closer towards me, and then I will bomb their trucks, and that should get the people out of the building, and then we can tussle in a ruined parking lot as God intended.
We'll see.
No, in fairness, we're going to have to go in because if they're in the middle of the ritual, quite frankly, I wouldn't stop for love or money, and just an explosion outside wouldn't stop me.
So I'm going to let him go first, but then I want to go as quickly after as we can manage. But go ahead.
It's not a big deal to get one of the trucks to blow up and scatter the guys or knock them down. But they go scrambling to a truck that hasn't been blown up to grab. They're grabbing AR-15s out of the back bed. And there's another dude who's looks like it's a light anti-tank weapon. Shoulder.
Well, in fairness, I've been whooping their asses. This was only a matter of time.
Yeah. So, one of these guys is going to get off that law rocket at you.
Hubris, thy name is Bug.
And some ancillary AR-15 fire. But I'm really interested to see how effective this law rocket is.
It's going to be really effective because of the way my powers work. I'm not invulnerable when I'm blowing shit up.
That'll be interesting. Let's see how this goes.
But it's a combat action. You can always turn on your power, correct?
What?
At the beginning of a turn, a combat.
In the beginning of the turn, I can switch it. So yeah, if you give me, it makes rational sense that I'd get the surprise blow up, so I'd be able to shift it before before the fighting really start. I don't think that's too weird.
Yep. And so I'm going to roll initiative for the militia.
Okay. 9, total of 29.
Jesus.
I'm probably the fastest person aside from Wotan in the game.
Not anymore. We have a full-on
speedster.
Right.
And so,
Parker, you have special rules for initiative. I'm not sure if you had a chance to read those. You're going to be very fast.
Okay.
He gets to add your speedster into your initiative. So you get your initiative, then you get your speed onto that, and then you roll a d10.
Gotcha.
So if you have, what is your speed AP value?
8.
8.
Nice.
That's superhero.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I kind of encouraged him to be 8 because that put him in our wheelhouse kind of thing.
Yep, your power
225
levels.
miles an hour, man. You're moving.
How fast is it?
225 miles an hour.
Sweet.
That's pretty quick. I haven't never been that fast, I don't think, outside of an airplane. Which, you know, you read in a magazine. But so Metal's got an initiative of 29. The militia total right now is 12.
Oh, good. I was worried because I rolled so bad. 16.
Ooh, 16.
All I have to do is beat the militia, and then I'm going to be at least okay, or should be okay.
And so at the Taco Bell, you hear the truck blowing up across the street.
Okay. Well, I guess these chicken quesadillas can wait a second. Unfortunately.
How do you cost them up? Besides at this point going into the Taco Bell restroom.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well,
which is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have a flash ring, so I guess I'll just run. I got my backpack on me most likely. Coming from what time of day is it right now?
Oh, it's about between 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, so yeah, so Warren would, I guess, just kind of be coming off campus or something, getting done with class. Yeah, he'd have a backpack on, and just have his costume stowed up in there. And yeah, he would run to the bathroom real quick and zip on out of there.
Not that there can't be any type of like community college or, brick and mortar school type facility, but in Moscow West, near the park, is the Hebrew University of Capital City. I don't know if there's anything there that might interest you.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, it just whatever the closest campus would be.
Okay, I'll make up some little community college in the area on the west side of Moscow West.
Cool deal. Thank you, sir.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap for in-state residents.
Cool. Yeah, Warren will, just kind of that, I guess that kind of super speed, how they do in movies and TV shows, kind of everything slows down around him real quick as he realizes some shit. So, sorry if I cuss, by the way. I don't know.
We really are foul-mouthed bastards.
Okay, sweet.
And I may say or do inappropriate things, and you're also free to say, "Whoa, no, we're not going there." But I think I don't think we're going to go anywhere that's going to make anyone uncomfortable, unless it's in genre. Then I'm fine with making you uncomfortable.
It's all good with me. The more immersive we get, But no, like I said, kind of the super speed. He's like, "Oh shit, some stuff's going down outside." I'll run to the bathroom. Get in and out real quick and just kind of make my way outside to see what I see.
And that would be directly across the street. You would be on the north side of the street looking south. So that puts you, the west side of the building is where the congregation of pickup trucks are, and one of them is, in flames. We need an initiative roll from... Do you have a character name? What's your superhero name?
I didn't have one. I'm sorry. I don't have one yet.
So I'll just, for right now, it's Warren.
That's also in game. Warren hasn't picked out a super name yet. All good.
Yeah, all good. This is your first chance.
Yeah, I know. I'm shaking with excitement.
So let's get you familiar with the initiative roll and how you affect it. You're going to roll a d10. You're going to add your initiative, and you're going to add your speed power. Correct?
Yep.
Alrighty. Sorry, I hate to do this. 1 second. Let me go grab dice.
Of course.
Of course. Real quick.
And Metal, what are you going to be?
So first, as an automatic action, I'm going to set down one of my Epidemius cameras so we're filming.
Yep.
Are there any windows in this upstairs room that Bug has spotted, or no?
Yeah. Yep. I think I even got them. There's on the west side. There's 3, and the 3 are spread equidistant on over 3/4 of the building. The back quarter of the building does not have any windows.
I want to rescue Marchenko by having him grabbing whatever's in the room. I don't know what do you call it? I don't know what stuff is there. If it's a metal table, if he's tied up in anything metal, grab whatever's there, and I want to crash him through the windows out the building coming my direction.
How would you do that not knowing where they're positioned? I think you would have to get a visual on this.
Yeah, and they're on what, the second story?
It's once again, it is a 2-story building, but that the second story is below grade with a little bit of a sloping hill, so that there is a back door on that ground level, that basement level that goes in there. But otherwise, it looks mostly like a 1-story building with a high peaked roof.
I want to get a view in the window. I'll use 1 or 2 APs of my power.
They're stained glass too. They're not just clear windows.
Oh, stained glass. This I missed.
Because I didn't bring it up. I didn't say it. But that's
okay.
So.
In which case, I am going to burst out all the stained glass windows.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Real quick, don't mean to interrupt you there, but and Andy, I think you've seen this before, but do you guys want me to make a Google Doc note sheet? No, stop my phone. Sorry, my phone picked me up and is trying to Google stuff right now.
Oh, you got to watch saying that word, yeah.
Yeah.
As far as it comes as notes, that's one of the main reasons why I record the sessions.
Okay, gotcha.
And I do post them up so you would have access to them when I get around to editing them and cleaning them up a bit. So it's tighter and is not as much time. But what were your intents with writing notes? Just to keep track of stuff?
Yeah, just to keep track of stuff. I don't know. I'm very forgetful, so.
Yeah, I recommend taking notes because I end up for some reason piling in a lot of details of strings and things. I can't help myself. I make it complicated.
It's all right. I appreciate that. More detail, the better.
So what's your initiative? What'd you come in at?
Yep. I got an 8 plus Dex plus speed.
So you get
Dex.
You get 3 attributes at the left-hand column, right? Your Dex, your Intelligence, and your Influence. These together make initiative. So mine is 20 because I have a 6, 5, and 7. What's your base initiative?
Okay, so I have, if I can do math, 13.
Okay, so your Dex, your Intelligence, and your Influence together are 13?
Yep.
You then add whatever your super speed is, which I guess is 8, which takes you to 21. Is that right?
Yep.
So your base initiative, unless for some reason you're not using super speed, is 21 always. You then roll a d10 on top of that. And that gives you your initiative every phase. Jay, I'm sorry, your GM.
Nope. That saved me from doing that. I can think of ways to blow you guys up.
You have been so patient with me accidentally jumping into GM stuff. You've been really good.
Yep, it doesn't bother me at all. So yeah, just roll a d10 and add it to your 21 and tell me what you get.
All right, I rolled an 8, so 29.
29. So yeah, Metal and Warren. Okay, Metal, you blew out the windows. Warren, I'm going to give you a chance to, through your turn, to do all your quicko changeo stuff and get as close as you want to the action. But I won't let you take any other action than that.
All right. Yeah, he would get close enough, I guess, to his first priority would be, seeing the car has exploded, would be to check for innocents and civilians, kind of get them out of the way. So yeah, he's just going to get close enough to where he can see, okay, there's no, people around, or there is.
There's 5 militia dudes picking themselves off the ground, and in one of the trucks that wasn't on fire, that's not on fire, grabbing weapons out of the bed, AR-15s, and one dude's shouldering this big light anti-tank weapon.
Okay. I'm very nervous.
You should be.
I don't want to get shot. So, yeah, I'm just kind of watching at the moment and being passive.
Bug, what are you doing? I'm going to have this guy get a shot off of you, just so you know.
Just cause.
Just because.
For cinematic purposes, he's really got to get at least one shot off.
Yeah.
I get it completely.
You're like, okay, here's the guys with the gun. Whoa! Where did that come from?
I will jump. So basically, I'm in their faces. With the idea being that I'm trying to keep it as contained into this parking lot as possible. So if at all possible, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to jump into their faces and angle it so our fight is contained into a smaller area.
So
which also
go ahead.
Which basically I kind of want to put like the church behind my back, so that when they shoot at me, it goes in. It doesn't go into the street. Is ultimately what I'm trying to say.
So for sheer cinematic purposes,
or the building.
For sheer cinematic purposes, I want you guys to think about someone at super speed running through a parking lot that's raining stained glass.
Very
just
cool,
for the
actually.
visuals.
Yep, visuals are important. All right, the acting value is an 8. And the opposing value is a 7 or 8, I'm guessing?
7, but yes.
Okay. 18. Needed 11 to hit, got an 18. That's 1, 2.
It's gonna sting.
Does it get, when it hits the number exactly, is that counted as a it's not, you don't get that column shift?
Yeah, you do.
Yep. If you need to roll an 11, you get an 11. If you need to roll a 13, you get a 13, you get that shift.
Okay. So from 11
Oh,
to...
no. Not on the land. If you need a 13, you don't get a shift. You just get the effect. It's everyone past the one you hit that gets you the shift.
Yep. Badly phrased. You are right, Andy.
I misunderstood the question, so I'm sorry.
What I'm seeing, it's either 2 column shifts or 3, if I can count the 18 as a column.
What did he need to hit?
He needed an 11, and he rolled an 18.
So there's one at 13, one at 15, one at 18, right?
Okay.
That's 3 columns.
That's 3 columns.
18 counts. Okay. 3 column shifts.
Whew.
It is an effect value of 8. And your resistance value is 8.
No, it's 12 because I had initiative so I could shift my powers. This is going to become very important in just a second.
Yes, because now I just do 3 column shifts back, right?
Right.
And you take 2 body points of damage.
And as opposed to the rocket going through him.
Yeah. But that is not enough to do any knockback.
Correct.
Can I go back a few inches just for dramatic effect?
Of course.
Like slide back but still standing.
Less than a 0 AP is what, 20 feet?
And
so
then
you can get some inches out of that.
If you'll allow me a little bit of soliloquy, I will roll my shoulders and go, my turn. You get to be the first people I beat up with my new mask.
What new mask?
No, you
Well, we got durable masks. He says we could get extra durable masks. So my T-shirt that I spent all that time thinking about what I'm wearing is now blown off of me.
All right, let's go to another round of initiative.
Oh, thank you so much.
2 total of 22.
Jesus.
Parker, I tend to be the fastest person in setting aside from Wotan. You're just slightly faster than I am. So you're going to very likely beat everyone except for the archvillain.
Okay. That means I get to stand there first and be scared first.
So what'd you roll?
Oh, I got a 26 total.
26? Yeah.
Okay,
I got a
militia
22
gets.
total.
What did you get? Metal?
22 total.
22. Wotan rolled high. But I know what he's doing. Bug, what are we looking at for you?
I got a 17 dangling at the bottom of this pool.
Yeah, they managed to score enough to get a 19, actually, because they rolled fairly decent. Their base is...
Their base is low, but I've been rolling like shit. My base isn't that bad. It's just
These are elite
What-
troops, though, if they're hitting those numbers. This is not like random guys.
Yep, I got... yeah.
Well, they've been
I managed to
expecting
score
us.
an 18,
Let's
and
be
that
fair.
was rolling as high as I possibly could. So...
They were expecting us. If not today, soon.
Okay, I know what Wotan's doing. Warren, did you shout out your initiative? For this
26.
26. So you act first. You just saw a guy in cargo shorts and a t-shirt wearing a mask take a law rocket to the chest.
And it was probably a pink T-shirt, given what I was saying.
Mm-hmm. And there's
Even more
4
impressive.
other militia guys. There's a total of 5 that are standing. One just discharged from the opposite from another side of the truck, using the truck as cover, shooting at Bug and hit him. And the other 4 have their AR-15s that they all locked and loaded, and they're pointing them at Bug. And no one sees you at this point.
Okay, well, I'm not too worried about the guy who literally just took a rocket to the chest getting hurt. So no need to really get him out of there. But there's no civilians around. It's really just these militia and then Bug, right? Okay.
Yeah, there are residential south and east of the hall.
I'm going to just try to disarm one or multiple, whatever the rules allow.
Pick it. Pick the number. You're going to find out.
Okay.
The more people you're trying to disarm, the harder it's going to be. You try one, it's the most likely for success. You could reasonably get 3 or 4 with your power. It's just trying to give you a benchmark.
Cool. Appreciate it. Yeah, then I'll go for, I'll go for 3 of them, and I'll aim to get the ones in the back. Just get the guys in the back. I'll just try to get 3 of those ARs out of their hands.
Okay. Okay, they get an opposing column shift of 2. Okay, you need to get an 11 or greater on 2 on your 2 10s to complete the maneuver. You successfully pull it off.
Alrighty.
Oh, and you might not know this, but if you roll doubles, roll again and add it in.
Yep, we got exploding dice, which is cool.
So if you ever roll doubles, keep rolling doubles.
Oh, so just like I roll a 4 and a 4.
Yep.
You got
Okay.
8,
Then you get 8.
roll
You get to roll again, and whatever you roll again, you add on to that. And as long as they keep being doubles, you keep getting added.
Yep. I have seen rolls into the 80s a few times playing this game.
Wow.
I've seen 50s for sure, 60s I think, but it doesn't happen often. But it does.
Well, fellas, you're about to see 90s. I'm just. So I just roll. I guess roll 2d10.
Yep, and you're trying to get 11 or better.
All right, 11 or better. Come on. Okay, I got a 10.
Oh.
So just under.
How would I How would I interpret that, guys?
So he went in, tried to do something more complicated than he could, and essentially messed it up. So he went to grab the first one, because this is all high-speed activity, right? The guy moved fast, something like that. So he failed to grab any of them, but almost grabbed them all. So he was probably very distracting as he ran by doing this.
Okay.
Or, there's a lot of smoke and debris, just misjudged it, and it threw him off. I mean, there's plenty of reasons why he could fail without being his fault.
How do you describe a super speed miss?
Sorry. No. Go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
Okay. We gave it a good details. Metal. You're up.
Okay, can I now see into the upstairs where the ceremony was going on?
Yes. And you can see it's packed with civil guard militia.
And there was something about a bottle, and Marchenko was tied up on an altar, right?
Yeah, and now you notice that every one of these civil guard dudes has like a brown Budweiser glass bottle, and they're tipping them up and they're chugging them.
Marchenko wearing shoes?
50-50 chance, because he was pretty roughed up. He's here unwillingly.
Okay.
Yeah, 50 or less, he's still got his shoes on. I rolled a 66. Nope, his shoes are off.
Okay. So
have you ever won one of those rolls?
No, he hasn't.
I don't believe I have, yeah.
No.
I've been so incredibly unlucky at this. Okay. So, and I don't know, whatever target of opportunity I'm going to lift him up and fly him out of the room to approximately where I am. And then I want to get a cool line if I can get him out.
Well, of course, if you spend 5 hero points, it's a done deal. You can find something. And if you don't, then what do I do? Universal modifier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'll take the whole altar. I don't know how it works. I mean, I've got enough physical power that I can grab, 30 guys out of the room. I just want to grab him with whatever's there.
Yeah, the place is cleared out of chairs. It's an open hall. The altar is built out of wood. The only thing that's going to be in there are nails, and they're not going to support pulling that thing up. So your first look is no, there isn't much. And
they're all chugging down the evil potion.
Yeah,
is Rico in there? Okay, so if that's a no-go, Rico's there?
Yeah, he's standing up doing, he's got his arms up here and feel the power!
Barbed wire! I'm going to barbed wire Rico.
Okay.
Roll of a total of 10.
I don't think that's going to do it.
Even with a surprise attack?
Well, surprise, but what's the distance? Are you going into the room or not? If you're doing it at a distance, I'm going to give you...
so how much of a negative... So my...
negative
what are we using
2
for modifiers? Because they're not at that much distance, right? Maybe 2-3 APs.
Yeah, I'm just going to do it...
Okay.
A -2.
Okay. So roll of a 10 is not enough?
No.
Okay. Bob Wire flies through the room and does nothing. Okay.
Well, yeah, it goes on his arms, and he recognizes that it's that metal throwing person.
Okay. Metal throwing metal. Got it.
And he was and his action, he is changing into his Wotan form, and it has his arms now down on the bound and gagged Malenko, and is pouring some energy into him, and he's writhing, and can't really scream, but his bindings are breaking as he's transforming into something.
Oh, God. Much for that. All right.
I think we're on to the net. Bug, and then militia. Dude.
Yep. Andy's obviously grabbed copies.
Everything, right? Because the new player, I saw Warren charge in, didn't I?
Yeah, you saw.
I'm not sure what I saw, but he's not against me.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I don't have any idea of what's going on upstairs. So, how many guys with guns are there?
There's 4. The 5th guy used a law rocket. He'll probably pick up some small arm.
Right, because the reloading time on that is not going to be friendly to him.
It's like, fuck, he's still standing, guys. Pour it on.
So, they have to be 5 of them because that's the breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
You did that on purpose.
Yes, I did. You guys know how to count. You know the break points in this game.
So I will bull rush the 4 who weren't using law rockets, and just basically, shoom,
Yep. Try to clothesline
them.
Are you going for all 5?
Only 4.
Only 4. Okay.
I figured the guy who's got to sort out his rocket launcher, I'm going to give him a break.
Yep. Their resistant value is 3. Opposing value is 3.
So these guys are not schmucks.
They're kind of Praetorian Guard like.
Yeah. They're not like hanging with us, but they're not like bozos either.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 shifts. So I need an 11. That sounds familiar.
Doesn't it?
And I get a 12.
Okay. So you get to plow through them and catch a bunch. And their resistance value is 3.
Right.
And with no column shifts, I get a 4. And that's the damage each one of these guys take, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Right.
Correct, sir.
And so they don't have the body to take that.
So they get knocked down and knocked out.
Yep. Yep.
And then if you'll allow me a flourish, I will spin on the remaining guy and, crack my knuckles and look at him. The guy who had the rocket launcher.
He runs. He runs for the back fence. And we're on another round of initiative. Now we're on another round of initiative.
Total of 27.
I got a halfway decent roll.
Yeah, I maxed mine out on initiative this time. Warren got a 31.
You got a 31?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Metal, what did I hear? 26?
27.
27.
22.
22 for Bug. Look at Bug. Wotan's got a 27.
I think the super speeder's starting to look good here.
I'm trying my best, damn it.
I think we've seen Wotan get a 31, but I think that's him maxing out.
I don't know. He's beaten me a lot.
Well, yeah, because the average, I think he's better than us, but...
Mm-hmm. Warren, you are up.
Okay. So you said I see one guy just hightailing it out of there. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And he was the guy that was brazen enough to launch a law rocket in broad daylight in downtown Moscow West.
Smart guy. Yeah, I'm gonna... are there still... How many still have firearms?
None. Because
None.
the other 4 are taken out. This guy
right.
in the cargo shorts just, mop the floor with them.
Cool. And I think just for, kind of thematic purposes, Warren is kind of, he just ran in and ran out and screwed up what he was doing. He's kind of getting the, oh shit, okay. And he's hyping himself up and he's going to run. He sees the one guy running off and he's going to go target him, just going to try to, knock him out, kind of give him a little 1-2 in the back of the head or something.
Okay.
Just so you know, Parker, that this game system is reasonably friendly about lethal force. As long as you're not trying to kill people, you don't kill people. In general.
Okay.
If
In general, there are
In
some
general.
times if you whap someone hard, you're going to knock them into next week and they'll splatter on the pavement.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try my best to avoid that. Even though I could clean it up pretty quick.
Sweep it into the rug and whistle.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You got to get a 7 or better.
7 or better. All
I'm
right.
gonna make it a 5 because he's running away from you. You need a 5 or better.
Cool. All right, I got a 7.
Okay.
Jesus, who called Jimmy Olsen?
Yeah.
The dice are not being your friend, Parker.
That was enough.
Yeah. 6
It
and a-
was, but
6 and
it's
a
still
I
one.
don't know.
great.
I mean, it looks like he's coming out with a result value of 5, if I'm reading it correctly. So,
Okay, I know stuff about Parker's character, and it's a little more complex than ours are, because his attack value is very different from his effect value. His action value and acting value and effect value are different.
they are, because I'm given 8 and 8. There's
They might be because you're using your vibration power for damage, aren't you, Parker? Or did you change?
Or did you just run into him?
No, I think with this one specifically, I would have kind of done the whole, like the Ezra Miller kind of just I'm pushing people at super speed right now. Yeah, sorry, Andy. But you're right. Normally, I do have vibe where I, kind of vibrate with my punch or something. But this guy, him being, I see him fleeing, and my character still being kind of new and not wanting to go full force on
Turn it
him.
all the way up for him.
Yeah.
Right. No, and that's fine. It's just there's nuance here that with your character that we at least need to address.
Mm-hmm. But I think he pushes this guy right into the wooden fence at the back of the parking lot, and maybe even through it. But yeah, he goes hammering, pshing, hit him like a ping pong ball. Pow! And he goes sailing up into the wooden fence, and he's toast. He's not getting up from that. He looks relatively unconscious.
Would I be able to turn back just to look back at the bug and just like
Give the thumbs up?
Give him the old thumbs up.
Absolutely. All that.
I actually will give you a big. I'm a big old nerd too. I'll give you a thumbs up back.
Yeah. Just for context too, how normal is it for superheroing and stuff like that to go on in this city? Is it like normal for a rocket launcher to be fired off in the street?
It shouldn't be, but the level of gang violence over the last month has been ratcheting up because racial motivated arson, burning down minority blocks and killing hundreds of people or 60 tens of people at a time has occurred at least on 2 occasions.
We've been on TV a lot trying to stop gang violence.
And the Federal Bureau of Enhanced Entities has been around for, let's say, 3 years. And their job is to identify and get enhanced entities to be registered.
Cool.
And it's illegal to not be registered if you're an enhanced entity. That in itself is crime.
And as superhero, don't you need to be a member of their organization, or can you freelance?
No, technically, you guys are all vigilantes.
Right. But I'm just saying, in general, superheroes would be government agents, definitionally speaking.
The FBE is just as much of a recruiting agency as an enforcement agency. They're trying to identify enhanced entities and make sure they're on the right side of the law. And yeah, we'd love to have you work for us because we are overpowered by some of these evil entities that have been popping up.
So it's bizarre to have a superhero fight. Is ultimately to answer your question. This is weird.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll still give him the thumbs up, but in his mind, Warren is kind of like, holy shit, this is intense.
I give you a thumbs up, and you can probably even see me smiling underneath my full face mask. I'm actually.
Oh, and also, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Go ahead.
No, you get a lot of support from Bug, is all I'm saying.
Okay. I was just, all I was going to say is his kind of super suit. I don't know if all of you looked at the that picture that I sent of the three, him, his brother, and his dad or whatever, but it's essentially just he's got kind of a red jumpsuit, and then just like a basic red mask. Mm-hmm. I'll try to snip it real quick and send it to everybody. Jay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
But so you're red. That's what I was going to ask you. Is what does your costume look like?
It's just a red guy.
He's the red guy. He's the red streak.
Yeah, the red streak.
Seriously, it's a standard super speed uniform.
Now in my shorts, my ruined shoes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I need to start picking those off before I get into fights because those are more expensive. And my mask.
Yeah, you kind of look like a beach bum.
I do look like a beach bum. And it's not too far from the truth, if we're being honest.
Good. Does that brings us to Wotan and Metal?
Yep. So I'm going to yell down to Jimmy Olsen or whoever the hell that is, as well as Bug, and tell Bug he's transforming a whole new crop of Nazi monsters, and then I take a monster truck and throw it into the building.
You take a monster truck and throw it into the building?
Didn't you say there's monster trucks?
Oh, they're pickup trucks, but yeah, sure. One of them can be a lifted Chevy.
I just assumed monster truck. Maybe that was a.
Yeah, one of them is a monster truck. I'll give you that.
I know it's slightly out of turn, and I'm willing to give up my whole turn to do this. But as the truck's flying by, can I grab onto it and use it as my way into the building? I will give up my turn for this.
Okay.
Because it is just such a cool thing to do.
What's your dex?
7. I'm actually very physical. But
way more than me.
I'm just going to make this a difficult action, and so you get an opposing value and a resistance value. You're facing a 4.
Okay.
So that means on the fly, as I look at this, it looks like you need to get a 7 or better to grab onto it.
11.
Okay.
Not great, but good enough to do it.
You go in within the monster truck. Kaboom!
So since I got 2 shifts, can I grab it and flip on it into the back and just kind of surf it in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Surf that sucker in, you'll scatter and knock over some militia dudes. And you also see that, they're all reacting very differently to the juice that they just drank.
Not what I wanted. Okay.
And Wotan finished... I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I've apparently very seriously wrecked a church.
The whole side of the building is open now.
Okay, but this scattered them. This wasn't actually an attack more. It was a matter of let's just kind of stomp the ant nest. Okay, cool. I'm with that.
And you got me in there.
And you got Bug right in the dealio.
What I'm afraid of is not superpowers, but like berserkers. That these mofos are just gonna mangle themselves to try to get us. Is actually what I'm more afraid of than superpowers.
I hear ya.
And Wotan finishes transforming Malenko. Malenko, almost like a werewolf transformation, but he turns into a huge dog about 7 feet tall at the shoulder, more like a wolf. And rolls over onto the floor and shakily gets up, and we are in another combat round. We got to roll for initiative, guys. I gotta get a clean sheet of paper.
8 total of 28.
Melissa get 11. You got a 28 Metal?
Yes.
Wotan gets a 35.
Oh, boy.
Militia, Wotan, I gotta do... And he's calling out, "Rise, Fenris, rise!" eyes, and through your slavering jaws rend my enemies. Initiative of Fenris.
Well, I tried to rescue him.
Fenris, what he calls Fenris, got a 25. Okay. Warren, what's your initiative?
I am going first. I got a 22. I rolled a 1.
Wotan got a 35. Fenris got a 25.
I know. I was just joking.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, I rolled a 1. That's why.
I got a 22 and didn't roll a 1. I rolled pretty decent to get my 22.
Okay. Wotan is going to leap at Bug and attempt to slam his big blue fist into your face.
Oh boy.
And his acting value is 9 against your
7.
7. He's got to get a 9 or better.
9. Yeah.
He gets an 11.
That's better than a 9.
Effect value of 9, resistance of 12.
Yes.
1 column
does-
shift.
He does get a column shift against me, though.
Yep, so 2 points of damage. So Wotan went. It is now Metal's turn.
So, am I close enough to a super speed guy that he can hear me reasonably?
Yes.
I want to be able to shout a couple of things to him while I'm doing my stuff. I don't want to.
Mm-hmm. Are you on the ground or are you floating?
I was by blowing out the windows, I was able to see in from ground level, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm still on ground level, trying to not be a giant target.
Yep, and you're in your...
The boiler suit, so I look like an auto mechanic.
Yeah, okay. So there's this female auto mechanic that did the truck throwing. Just wanted to say that. Okay, Metal. What
Like, hey, kid, did Bisbee Sharp send you?
You've never heard of Bisbee Sharp in your life.
No.
We're gonna be elbow deep in Nazi werewolves in about 2 minutes. Whoever sent you might want to send for his friends. And let's see, what happened when I missed what happened? I saw that he was attacking, right? Wotan was going after Bug. Did he hit him?
Yeah.
He did.
Gave him a good solid boom, and Bug had to.
Bug's up on top of the truck, which means that Wotan is on top of the truck. Is that right?
In the truck bed, but yeah.
No, they're off the truck. He came flying at him, punched him, and they both end up standing on the hall floor.
So Wotan, as crazy as it sounds for a man standing inside a building, is going to be hit by a truck.
Yeah. So you're swinging the truck at him. His resistance value is...
Well, opposing, right?
Yeah, opposing value is 9.
Yep. Roll of a 14, acting and effective 8. I hate Nazi werewolves.
Is his okay, wait. Okay. Let me... He's got a 9. You were at what row?
So I am acting an effective 8.
8.
Yep.
So you needed to get a 13 or better.
I rolled a 14, so I have no columns, but I did hit.
Okay. And his resistance value is going to be his body,
Very likely, yes.
which is 12.
I hit him and it does nothing. He just takes that truck and it wraps around him.
Wow.
Yeah, this is our trouble fighting this guy.
Yeah. He just
Oh,
you
and-
hit him with the truck and it was wrapping around him and he pushes it apart.
Okay.
And that leads us to Fenris the Wolf, which Wotan whistles. And 6 on you, Metal.
Joy.
Okay.
This thing's like jumping out of the building at me? Okay.
Fenris just comes loping at you with slavering jaws. and has a acting value of 4.
Opposing of 8. Opposing of 6 in this case.
6 in this case will give. I need a 13 or better to hit.
Yep.
8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, so I managed to bolt fight and dodge aside the giant wolf.
Yeah, it doesn't like go running by. It's at you and trying to snap with its slavering jaws. It looks like it wants to just get you in its maw and shake you, like dogs like to do with things. Like dogs like to do with cats. Militia. Okay, I said there was.
Wait, shouldn't Warren be going before the militia?
Yes, Warren.
Oh,
And me too.
Oh, have we skipped you, Bug? I apologize. Things are happening so fast and furious. Yeah, but Warren then Bug.
All right, so I had this lady scream at me about something about Nazi werewolves. So that's interesting.
Be ready for Nazi werewolves.
Right. I got the warning. I guess obviously I can see that this is all kind of happening in the building right now.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be looking at structural points, APs of the building pretty soon, but not right now.
Wrecking the building.
But not right now.
Yeah,
it's coming though.
What kind of building was this?
It looks like a church hall. It's really just a rectangle box with a peaked roof, running lengthwise. It had stained glass windows, 3 on each side. Those are blown out. And there's a basement space below grade, but the ground slopes that it's built on, so it gives the back of the building the look of 2 levels, while if you're in the front, you just see the main level.
All right.
And it's made out of in the below grade space is made out of concrete block.
Okay, I'm going to. Do I see said werewolf? Said Nazi werewolf?
Yeah, it just tried to bite the girl in the coveralls.
Okay, I'm going to. Can I just do like a run by attack where I just kind of, as I'm running, kind of clothesline or just have my fist kind of out, just boom, and then keep going and turn around and see if it even did anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, your opposing value that you're facing from Fenris is 4. Your acting value is 8. So you need to get a 7 or better to hit.
All right, I got a 10.
Okay. You get 1 column shift. And if Bug doesn't mind, are we looking at his effect value from his power, Bug? Is it going to be 8?
I don't know.
Are you using your super speed, Barker, or are you using your other power?
This would be my vibe. I'll kind of be vibrating my fist as I'm going. If I saw that this, it's a werewolf and.
Okay, here's the complexity. If you don't mind me saying this, Parker, here's the complexity of Warren's power is that he can use his speed for his acting value or his effect value, not both at the same time.
Right.
That's one. So his vibe power is what he can use. So if he's using his super speed to hit, he's using his vibe power to damage. So what's your vibe power? So if they're the same number,
7.
So it's slightly lower than your.
But still in the same row.
Right.
Okay, no, that works out.
So the math actually works out in your favor. I overcomplex something that comes down to being a net game and a 0, but to be technically true, they are different numbers.
It also means from a standing start, he could vibe his way through a sedan.
Right. He's no joke. He's just new to the scene.
You successfully slam the wolf Fenris, the transformed Russian mob boss Malenko, who is now Fenris, and you do damage, and you have that wolf's full attention.
Well, that's not what I wanted.
It's still standing, but it's doing this. It's shaking its head, and now it's looking at you maliciously like, ooh, new thing to hate and chew.
I kind of look at my fist. I got a tuft of fur, my knuckles a little bit, like, oh, gross. And I look back up at him.
Okay.
Warren, sorry. All I was going to say at the end was just Warren is visibly nervous. Like when he does stop and you can look at him, he looks like almost in shock and awe at what is going on around him.
Yep. Warren, the new guy on the block, came in and gave Fenris a stunning blow, and now he's going, and now he's froze. He's like, what do I do next?
Okay. Bugs? Yeah, Bugs.
I don't have any smart move plays here.
Well, it might be beat the crap out of the bad guy time.
Yeah, but when I do this, I fight to a standstill. And for those of you, probably the only one who would recognize it is Metal. I'm looking rough. I have taken a Wotan fist to the face and a rocket launcher to the chest. I'm not doing great.
The brick is soaking some damage.
Yeah, it's slowly accumulating, but it is accumulating.
You remember the day that we met? I had to rescue you, so I've seen this before. Who's turn? Yeah, it's your go.
I am going to try to punch Wotan because I'm not sure what the masses are going to do here. So Wotan is the big, unless I see some glowing artifact to smash.
No,
you never know, mystical crap.
No, it was all bottles. Everyone.
Does he have his a new wallet? Because he had a wallet on a chain.
I stole his wallet last time.
No. It's just not.
You know what I was gonna do, don't you?
That was just part of the look. He's really not attached.
Well,
to
yeah,
it.
but he had his fetish in there. I was gonna try to steal his fetish.
That does. Yeah.
But that being said, I'm just gonna punch him in the face.
Do you want to spend any hero points to increase your effect, or not?
No, because see, I'm a little allergic to spending hero points just because you're gambling them. There's no guarantee I'll even roll well enough to make it work. There's no chance that there's a good chance even if I hit him, I'm not going to do enough damage to hurt him.
It will be, as I get more sophisticated, my intent to put you guys in situations where you have to take that gamble. I haven't quite figured it out how I'm going to...
No, you've been doing pretty well on that.
No, in fairness, you're right. But it just feels...
the whole idea of hero points annoys some people. The whole idea of spending your karma points or divinity or whatever we're calling it. You guys ever play divinity?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's similar. It's just cool. Similar idea. We just said divinity points.
Yeah, it's less that the fact that they're experience points, which is also not the best mix of things, but it's more of it just feels like
meta awareness. Make your play. You're in a fist fight.
15. A 15 is actually a good punch.
It is. You got okay.
And he's like a 9, you said?
He is a 9.
So that is even a shift for me. But a shift for me isn't, I don't think, enough. Nope. I need 2 shifts to hurt him.
Yep, he takes your punch and he's chuckling evilly. And
no, you're doing it right. Honestly, I believe 100% that you're doing it right, Jay. It's just that I'm so adverse to the gambling aspect of it.
It's going to be tough to get you to do it. To feel
right.
Okay. Personal choice. There you go.
I do it to the minimum possible, but I'm definitely spending them.
If it makes you feel better, I will gamble every time I get the opportunity.
Cool. I don't know.
You're going to be an entertaining guy.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at your character, but I'm guessing you're not going to have too many hero points, if any, on your first fight here.
Yeah.
To spend.
Whatever you had left over from character creation is the hero points you have.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha.
Peter Parker, what do they call you? I called you Jimmy Olsen a minute ago. Come on.
Well, shit, he wouldn't just say his regular name.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
you shock him into saying his real name.
I don't know. He just said, like, he just is kind of, she says that to him, and he just, I don't have a name. I mean, I do.
Okay, Speedball, the guy up there has managed to wipe the street with us a couple of times, and there's nothing we've been able to do to him. The big bastard that's beating up Bug is the toughest thing you have ever seen in your life. So whatever Turn It Up High, that's your target.
Okay.
Speedball, did you get the Speedball reference? Is that too old?
Speedball, like the Marvel character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was scared all the time and always bouncing around. And yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
All right. I'm going to get all my pop culture references in.
Until they ruined his character by making him Penance.
We're
Yeah.
not going to discuss
You didn't like Penance?
Oh no, Penance was so emo-y. You might as well give him some black eyeliner and put on the Morrissey and call it a day.
I liked his look. I liked the look of the costume.
So he was morose.
Once he was Penance, I mean, Speedball was wacky, right? Penance was after he accidentally killed 500 people.
Yeah, Speedball was. I get it. Yeah, Speedball was. Wacky.
Speedball was fun. Penance was, grrr, I'm grimdark now, grrr.
Okay, your opposing value against you're going against a 9. Your acting value is an 8.
Which attack are we on? I've lost track.
Yeah, who's attacking who?
It's Warren's attack.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
We went.
I think we're done. We're down to the rabble.
We're down to the militia, yeah.
Okay, so Warren already, because you.
Yeah, because I punched the.
You got the
Mr.
world's
Wolf.
attention.
Perfect.
Yep.
Like I said, there was approximately 20 militia. 10 of them that drank are on the ground. They're unmoving, and they have blood leaking out of their ears and eyes. They didn't take to the juice very well, but 10 of them are shakily standing, and some type of transformation is happening to them. And let's see if any of them. I'm going to give 2 of them a chance to flex their muscle to see what they have. Okay, one of them visibly grows 2 times his size. Out of the whole collection, what do you see? You see several of them growing. They just get big. The others that are standing don't have any visible effect. No, there's one that grew these really long claws. So there's 3 of you in the room.
There's only me in the room.
Yeah,
everybody else is down in
still
the
on
parking lot.
Both myself and Warren are in the parking lot.
Okay. So that means the guy with that grew twice his size is going to swing at you. But his chances of hitting aren't very good, Bug, because he has an acting value of 3.
Bug is a medium-sized tank.
And your opposing value is in the 7 to 8 column?
Yep, I am a 7 to 8.
So this militia dude that grew muscles needs a 15 or better to hit you. And he does not. You easily duck his fumbling attempts to try to deliver a hard blow to you. And we are at another round of initiative.
Total of 22.
Warren got a 29.
Okay.
19 for Bug.
19 for Bug. The militia dudes get a 4. Wotan gets a 26. And Fenris, stats are right here. Another thing I like about this game, it's quick and easy to scan the stats of the character and find what you need. 15. Fenris gets a 15. Yeah, Warren, you're the first one up.
All right. So I was just told to go and fight, or go try to deal with. Sorry, I can't remember his name.
Wotan.
Okay, so I was told to target him, being the biggest threat. So, being new to it, I mean, he'll do what he's told.
Wotan looks like a big burly biker with blue skin now. Eyes of white with blue leaking out of it, kind of like plasma. And and long hair, got beads and bones in it.
So essentially, if a predator put on a biker jacket.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But he has normal human-looking features, except maybe they look more aged than Rico in his normal form. Like Rico looks like a 48-year-old dude. Wotan his facial features are very ancient looking or old. And he's got an eye patch, which when I draw him, his left eye's got an eye patch over. He's missing his left eye.
Okay, so all right, well then I'm going to try to, at first, I'm just going to run up and just, yeah, you're good.
It's gonna wake up my wife. Okay. My cat is in the house. Shoot, Warren. Lay it on me, bro. Lay it on me, brother.
All right, crack of the knuckles. I've got a little bit of confidence. I just punched a werewolf, so I'm not afraid to punch this guy. So I'm going to zip on up, and I'm just going to try to lay one kind of center of mass right in the chest, and go for that and see how well that works right now.
Okay. So your acting value is going to be 8. Opposing value is a 9. You need a 13 or better to hit.
13 or better. All right.
Mm-hmm. Not an easy thing to roll, but is doable.
I rolled a 12.
Yep.
Oh, man.
He's got some badass hand-to-hand combat skills. So
All right.
He, just barely by fractions of inches avoids your blow.
Yeah, and that definitely will throw Warren off, because he's not used to people being able to, bob and weave out of his way. So he's kind of like, oh, yeah, she wasn't lying.
Yeah, he's a fast, competent fighter. So that was Warren. That brings us to Wotan.
Oh yeah, let's see what you got.
Yeah, well, I think Wotan is going to. Well, let me take a quick look at his powers, but I think he's just going to fight you.
In fairness, I've done a lot to piss off Wotan in the past. I threw his bike at him.
We have launched him very high in the air.
Okay, I'll give him a 30% chance to decide that Warren became a bigger threat. 30 or less. 4. For some reason, he doesn't like a really fast dude, because he is still going to go after Warren. So his acting value is 9. What is your opposing value? It's going to be just dexterity or the speed?
It's going to be the speed, because he's
8?
using that to attack.
Yes, sir.
So he
Sorry, I don't mean to speak for you. I just read up on
No, I mean,
powers while I was helping you.
It's helping.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You are helping, Andy. So he needs a 9 or better to hit you. Am I right? Yeah, 9 or better to hit you. He rolls 15 total. I think you're going to get your first taste of punishment.
I took regeneration for a reason. It's all
Generation's
good.
a great power.
He gets 3 column shifts.
Jeez.
His effect value is 10. Your opposing value is going to be body or the speed?
It's going. So opposing is going to speed. Resistance will be the body. And you don't have any like armor or anything like that, right?
No.
It'll be body.
What's your body?
5.
Really enjoying your classic super speedster here, all the way down to the red costume.
Thank you.
I used to follow. I was a big Wally West guy in the '90s when he was stuck at right around Mach 1. That is my favorite of the speedster stories.
You take 10 points of damage to your body.
Oh, he gets blown backwards through the wall and stuff.
What's your body?
His body's 5.
5.
That's enough that he's on the edge of dying. What's your regeneration at?
5.
He's got 2 minutes before he gets a recovery check. He needs help.
Yeah.
Ow.
That was a big, meaty
my ribs.
swat. Yeah, and you're like, whoa, this is for real. This is where everything becomes real to Warren.
So he's unconscious, right? At 10 points, he's out. It's almost to the point of fatal. One more point would have been fatal in his first hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got backup characters in mind. It's okay.
So that was Wotan. We are on Metal.
Okay.
You saw Speedster go flying in at Wotan and get his clock cleaned, but you still have. So Fenris does not have. You're back to being Fenris's target.
I am less concerned with Fenris and more with the big fish. I'm going to spend 5 points, do a critical hit, a critical attack. I'm going to use a hubcap in an attempt to decapitate Wotan.
Okay.
Get the thing up and going and get it spinning like mad. And my acting is going to be 13 in this case.
And you're going against a 9 when you need a 7 or better to hit.
Rolled an 8, barely made. But my effect value is going to be 3 columns in my favor. So in this case, my effect value is going to be 8 with 3 columns in my favor. So you can either think of it as resistance is 3 columns lower, or my effect value is 3 higher. It's the same effect.
Okay. I'm going to say I'm looking at 2 points of damage.
2 points of damage with 3 columns in my favor?
I think, unless I'm reading it wrong.
I think you're reading it. I think it's 5 because he's got a defense of 12.
Yep.
1, 2. So you go up 3. So I get 5. His resistance is 12, and Metal's effect is 13. I'm just to make the math easy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. There. Yeah. You locked.
So it's 5. So it's not a joke.
It is not a joke. It is not a joke.
Did it make a clanging noise? What did this sound like?
God, what does it sound like? I'd say more like a razor. Like a slash. Like you've got blue blood-like energy bleeding out of his neck. Like you almost decapitated him.
Okay.
So, am I coming up next or soon? He said with optimism.
Yes.
Because I want to follow up.
Yes.
So when that hits him, what in his throat, what I want to do is like kick it again to drive it further into his throat.
Whew.
Okay.
Someone's got to go get Grayson over there.
You got it right in his neck, and it's like.
Yeah, and before it can fall out, I kind of want to like hammer it in.
Okay.
I am maxed out to what I can do for my powers to get strength. So I will, because now I'm terrified. If I'm going to go in, I'm going to go in. So I am 5, I have a 7, I can get up to a 13. So 4 and 3. So I want to spend 4 hero points on action and 3 on effects. So that will get me to functionally a 13 and a 13.
Okay. Going against a 9 and a 12.
Let me spend 2 more on. Let me jot all this down while I'm doing it because I don't want to screw up my numbers later. Okay, so let me spend 2 more on action.
Mm-hmm.
So I can get it up to, 3 more on action, so I can get it up to a 16.
Yep, and so that gives you need a 5 or better.
Right. See, that's my fear, is spending all the points and then having it mean fucking nothing is what pisses me off about
It's the
it.
gamble.
That's why we role play, baby. There's no plot armor here.
Nice.
I don't mind missing, but I mind spending a resource and missing.
Yeah, oh yeah. Even heroes bleed, baby.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of that right now, probably.
I'm coming to help.
You
I
guys
just
got the
can't turn my
Dick
back on
Grayson
this
joke?
guy
I'm running
or he'll murder my ass.
In
running out
Even
of
Heroes, Parker, Even Heroes Bleed is just a play on the rules that we were using, which is the Blood of Heroes Special Edition.
Okay,
Cool.
all right. In fairness, I'm now mad at myself because I rolled so well that I would have hit him regardless. But I rolled a fucking 14. Sorry, excuse my language, but this means a lot of things right now.
It means 4 column shifts for 1.
And then I start at a 13 against his a 13 against his 12. So 4 column shifts gets me to 1, 2, 3 to 9 damage as I kick that manhole cover through his neck.
Hubcap. We're doing a hubcap this time, not a manhole cover. That was last battle.
Hubcap. I apologize.
I know manhole cover is kind of my motif. I know.
Yeah, that's going to take him out. So the hubcap gets kicked out of his neck. His head goes back like nearly headless Nick and blows a bunch of bluish energy out of it as he screams and falls and crunches to the ground.
The downside to this is we know this won't stop him. Yeah, you're not here for this, Parker, but this guy's actually not the guy. He's the guy in the guy.
Yep, he's
Possession.
the guy in the guy. So that brings us to Fenris.
But we get a W in this column. We have yet to get a W in this guy.
Teamwork.
Yeah, so
Darn straight.
attacking value of 4
Yep.
versus 8.
My opposing? No, I had to use my power of 6. Just X.
Just 6?
Yep.
Okay. It still needs a 13 or better to hit you.
Yep.
8, but it's double 4s.
Of course it is. Okay.
8 plus 13 is 21.
Skata. Okay. My resistance is 5.
Well, first I got to count my shifts, right? It looks like only two
yep.
column shifts.
Okay.
What's
What's his effect value?
Effect value is a shaking bite. Its strength is 6.
Shit.
And did you say 6 as well for the
5?
5 for the resistance. 6 to 5. And I said 3 column shifts.
I said 2 columns. Is it 3?
No, it's 2. That's
okay.
Good.
I was gonna say that's gonna be a major difference here.
Yep. It's so you take 3 points of damage and you are locked in its jaws.
Okay.
And now it's time for the militia.
That's the risk on focusing on the big guy. Everybody else gets a shot off at us.
Yeah, but in fairness, I'm a lot less worried. I know you are worried because the way your powers work for the way my powers work, but I'm a lot less worried about the militia than you are about the dog boy.
Okay, I'm going to group these guys into little attack groups.
Team attacks.
There is a guy whose muscles got enhanced, the dude with the claws, and then from inside the church, one of them shoots a blast of energy from his arms. So how do I do this? The energy blast is going to go off first, and is not going to be combined with the muscle guy and the guy with the claws. So the attack value is 3. The acting value is 3. Your opposing value is 6.
Oh, this guy's going at me as well?
Oh. Who are you shooting at?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. I thought it was dog engaged.
Yeah, no, this is, well, the dog did, but the, you are each getting a
opposing of 6, resistance of 5.
Okay. 14 is a hit, but I don't think that's going to be enough for damage. Worth the damn. Yeah, it's not, because he needed a 13 to hit.
Good.
No damage. Hits you with an energy blast, but seems to not affect you.
Set another boiler suit on fire. I'm going through these like Bug is going through T-shirts.
And so these other two guys are going to attack you with their physical attacks. One is killing because it's claws.
Oh, these guys are all going at me?
Well, there's a total of 10 of them. 3 of them are going at you.
Okay.
And team attack by 2, so that just gives opposing value of -1. I don't think that changes your category.
Okay. You know, Andy, I had this vague hope that if we took out the shaman at the center, it would depower these guys. Apparently, that's not how it worked at all.
Yeah, I was hoping for that too, but
nope. They miss.
Good.
Both of them miss you. You are down, Warren, so you're not a threat. You're not...
He's going to get up pretty quick with the regeneration, but it's still going to be minutes, not seconds.
Well, in fairness, I have a plan for our next round.
Okay.
You got 4 militia looking at you with an intent to do harm. But only one of them acts because he says, "Hold, wait! Let me bind him first!" And the sludgy slime comes out of his hands at you with an acting value of 3. Opposing value of 8.
Me, 7.
7. Okay.
It's the same. It's the same bracket, but
okay.
It's a 7.
But no, thank you. You always feel free to shout out numbers to me. But he rolled a 13, so he hit. But it's on the number. So I think that's going to be a no effect. Yeah, no effect.
It hits me, but I kind of shrug and it just falls off.
Yeah, he's trying to make the sludge bind your arms, and it doesn't work. There are there's 3 dudes that got transformed to various sizes. There's like big guy, medium big guy, and guy got really juiced. And they are picking up Wotan. and they are running out the side of the building that's wide open with him. And we are at initiative.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Gumball. 30.
Okay.
$22.
Okay. Warren?
He had to step away for a bit, and he's unconscious anyway.
Oh, and he's unconscious, so he's down and out. So the only initiative I need right now is for Fenris. And that's a 16. Metal's at the top.
Okay.
Looking at this shit show.
I am going to, because I got a wolf grappled onto me, right?
Yes, it has. I am using, and this may not be an effective use of the power.
Yep.
But I chose Poison Touch for the shaking, the continuous shaking of having you.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And that just seemed to be an easy mechanic to go, okay, I bite you and I have a hold of you and I can do some continuous damage unless you break free.
So I am going to shoot up at full speed, which, by the way, is the same speed. So I'm moving at the speed of a Formula race car, directly up in the idea that I'm trying to drag him off with the acceleration shock and get away from these other lunatics that are trying to kill me.
Okay. Okay. Now I probably need to...
I have just rolled the best dice I have since we started this game.
Its opposing value was going to be strength, which is 6.
Okay.
Because it's the strength of its jaws.
I have rolled a 24.
That's pretty damn good.
That is the best roll since we've started.
That is...
And I don't know where, because if I'm trying to shake him off by going straight up, the idea is if he lands hard, this is part of my thing anyway. How far he drops, I'm completely into dropping him far.
Well, you got, I think you got, if I'm reading this right, 7 column shifts.
I did. That was an incredible roll. That is quite possible, yeah.
Okay, its opposing value against being hit is nominally its dexterity, which is 4.
Right.
So, yeah, I got 7 column shifts.
So I drop him from a great height?
I believe so. I believe you are able to, with such a good roll, time it so you can get some maximum height before you kick this fucker free.
Okay.
And what? So at what point? At what height is Fenris being dropped from?
8 APs.
Okay.
Do you want that in feet?
No, I just wanted in APs. I'll look it up a little. I'm sure it's. Oh, I have my benchmark.
It's a quarter of a mile.
Quarter mile.
Wow. Quarter of a mile. I'm a hiker, you know. I know what a quarter mile is from walking it a lot. And if you do, yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive. So Fenris's turn is going to be spent absorbing.
Splatting on the concrete.
Yep. So we that was metal. Wotan is unconscious. The militia is 9. Let me see. Okay, nothing there. Fenris is falling, so it's actually Fenris's. No, Bug, you are up.
All right. I will yell, but now you're way too far away to hear me. But I will yell, grab the kid and get out of here. And then I will focus my attention on the 3 bozos who have grabbed Wotan and say, yeah, we just took out your boss. You guys are fucking nothing. And then I will charge them because they're jumping out of the building.
They're running to a pickup truck to throw Wotan in the back bed of a pickup truck.
Oh, that's even fucking better.
Right?
I will jump on the engine block of that truck.
They haven't done that act. They're running towards it. You're right. They haven't got into the truck yet, but that's what their intention is.
I'll play it smarter than that then, because that's more fun for me. But Let us be at least a little practical. I will, and they're handling it pretty easily. Is only one guy carrying her, or all three of them literally carrying him? I imagine only one guy's carrying him because splitting up amongst three guys is impractical as fuck.
Yeah. One guy picks him up, and the other two are watching his back as he runs to the pickup truck. That makes sense.
I will bowl through them and smack the guy who's got actually carrying him in the back.
Okay. One of them has growth times 3. The other has growth times 4.
So I'm assuming the growth 4 guy is the one carrying him because that's the most
It's
practical.
also going to be someone really hard to slam or knock back. That's a lot of mass.
Yeah, but I'm not looking to actually knock him back. I'm looking to rip out his heart. Okay, probably not rip out his heart, but...
We're kinder, gentler superheroes than that. Come on.
I was going to say, I don't think I joined the right superhero team.
No. Bug is actually pretty soft and gentle. In fact, usually medals on him for being a little too kind and forgiving.
And trying to talk people out of battle while they're in battle.
Yeah, I've actually fought people trying to talk them to stop fighting.
Nice.
But they weren't Nazis.
Are you attacking the one that is carrying Wotan or the two that are not?
The one that is carrying Wotan.
Okay. Is there any rules for trying to... I guess there's not, but they would... The two militia dudes that are guarding his back would want to try to block you.
I would count it like as an assisting kind of thing, that they can give him column shifts, just like when I'm trying to assist Metal in the... I mean, we can look it up, but honestly, for our purposes,
that sounds good.
I kind of just make a ruling, move on, and look it up later kind of thing.
Yeah, they're going to get a +1 to their opposing value.
Right, because they can't really give it to the resistant value because they can't suck up the blow for him, but they can certainly make it harder for me to hit him.
Yep. So that means, what does that mean? It really means nothing. It goes from a 3 to a 4. Your resistance value is 4. I mean, opposing
action value is 4.
Yep.
I got an 8, so I'm glad it's really super low.
Yep, this is one of the few enemies you can fight at where a decapitation attack is not killing combat.
Mm-hmm.
No, Wotan's probably still fine. He's just out of the fight.
So you needed a 7 to hit, right? And you got an 8.
I got an 8, so I hit.
You hit. Okay, let's get some effect value.
Now his resistance is probably better than most of the guys I punch, but
yep, his resistance gives him a body of 6.
So I get him for 3.
And he's got a weight of 6 APs if that ever comes into effect.
Yeah, I hit him in the back and kind of bounce off of him, but he fucking feels it.
Yeah, he's not moving.
Uh-huh. So yeah, he goes from a body of 6 down to a body of 3. Tosses Wotan in the back of the pickup truck and turns to fight you.
Okay.
I will make eye contact and just full on eye contact with this guy as he looks down at me and I look up to him. And then I go, you know, my partner actually controls metal, right?
The sanctity of Wotan will not be violated. He's gone.
No, it's just throwing him into a metal cage that we can take with us.
And so
I'm okay with this plan.
And he tries to use his increased strength ability, but first he's got to tag you.
You are kind of beat up, man. We're all kind of beat up.
I'm kind of beat up, but it's dropped from the badass of fighting Wotan. I'm in a fight I feel comfortable in now, not a fight that I was like having my ass handed to me in.
He's got to get a 15 or better to hit. 7, 8, 9, miss. There's 2 behind you, though.
Yep.
And they are going to try to do the same thing.
Oh, good. Giants trying to punch him out. Can you imagine this parking lot? Can you imagine what a mess we've made of this real estate?
I would feel bad except for Nazis. Anytime I start to feel bad, I go, Nazis.
Well, look, as long as that Taco Bell is still there,
we're good, right?
Okay, you are... One of them lands a punch.
Okay.
At a effect value of 5.
Nice.
But no column shifts, so I think that results in nothing.
Yeah, that bounces.
You know, though, where the guy
Away from
is
our
that big,
leader!
you are looking at knockback that won't cause damage. You start talking about those big numbers, you're likely to see Bug landing in the next building or the next town.
Mm-hmm. But
Okay, just a thought.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I got nothing.
Okay.
So I got an N, a big N. And then Fenris hits the ground.
We have pizza Fenris.
And so it's going to be effect value against resistance value.
Yes.
You're at 8 with the distance.
Yes.
And its resistance is... Fenris has a body of... Even though it's reduced, you always use the full body, right?
Correct.
So his body is 10.
Whoa. He's a brute.
He may take that bounce and get up. He takes it? Woohoo! Okay.
The beast takes it. Doesn't like it. Doesn't have an action this turn. But gets up and shakes it off. And he's like
Holy
looking
crap.
around. And,
Okay.
Are
there more villains? Are there more villains, or are we into next phase?
I do have some more militia, and let me see what their capabilities are and what they're going to do. They're probably going to dogpile on Bug. Because Bug is threatening their leader.
Well, in fairness, I'm threatening my partner will take out their leader, but...
So the growth guys have all gone. One of them teleports into the back of the pickup bed where Wotan is. Another is running to the truck. And that leaves the guy with the energy blast, the claws, and the growth to attack Bug.
Okay.
The energy blast is an attack value.
I thought the growth guys already went, though.
A lot of them.
That was last round?
No, that's this round. We're still in the same round.
Yeah, the growth guys already attacked him because I haven't had an action since then.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not adding... There's just a total of 4 growth guys.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
That was the predominant...
Power.
The random table was skewed to growth with some funky stuff thrown in. And then I rolled each guy randomly to find out what power they ended up with. Not being able to duplicate them. If power was always taken, I took another one. So,
that's fine.
At an acting value of 3, it's still going to take a lot to hit you.
Yeah, I'm not especially worried about these guys. I'm worried about the ones doing weird stuff.
Okay, the claw guy gets a 5. Clearly, that's not going to do anything. The energy blast...
This is my job in the team, is to be in the middle of these things.
The electrical blast gets a 4, but it's double 2s.
Ooh.
4 plus 9 is 13.
That might hit.
I think it does. Yep. Effect value of 3, though. You're bathed in electricity. And so the last one is the growth guy. And he's only got 1 level of growth. And he gets a 17, though.
Ooh.
Straight up roll of 17.
They're going to win through the math of big numbers. Sooner or
So,
later,
Craig,
one of them is going to hit the lottery.
We've
only got
Andy.
one column shift is what I'm seeing.
Andy, we've already won the battle, even if they escape and all of that. We've won everything we've set out to do. We've smashed their safe house. We've beat the blue blazes out of them. And there's nothing we're going to do to take out Wotan in combat. This is just a question of how it finishes up, and I'm trying not to end up with us spattered all over the parking lot.
No, I'm actually, like I said, I yelled, get the guy, the new kid and get out.
Right.
I'm just here showboating so they're focused.
So they're not tearing me to shreds, and I appreciate that.
It's my job so to let them tear me to shreds.
Okay, we're going to go to another round of initiative.
Okay. Total of 21. Best roll down to worst roll.
Wotan is out. Wotan has, and I'm going to rely on you, Mike, if you can tell me. He has
Invulnerability.
He has invulnerability and iron will.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, and I forgot he's got he's very cold. He has a frostbite of 4. But oh well, I'll remember that if there is.
In fairness, that 4 is not going to really hurt me.
Yeah, and you were the only one with basic.
Well,
and so I ran up and punched him.
Yeah, it could have hurt. But he had bigger problems.
Yeah.
The speedster had it. So
how much invulnerability does he have?
He has invulnerability of 6 and iron will of 4.
So the invulnerability won't kick in for another 4 APs of time after he was dropped, or 1 minute, which is scary. He's getting near the point he's getting back. He gets an invulnerability check to try and get back up.
Okay. We won't. Okay.
Not that near. Rounds are 4 seconds.
Are they just
nearer than I'd like? Before either the kid or I get a regeneration check.
Okay. Well,
yeah, rounds are AP 0, so they're 4 seconds.
Okay. And we've done, since he's gone down, we're on
It's been like 3 rounds. Yeah. Well, 2, 3 rounds, yeah.
2. I'm saying 2.
No, in fairness, we're trying to bug out here, no pun intended. So.
Oh, every pun intended. You did that on purpose. You said iron will, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not relevant to this because we're not trying to use mind control or empathy or anything on him.
Okay, that's right. That's okay. So that's right. I gave him some mental mind power resistance.
Yeah.
I thought that fit in with the spiritual entity and its history. It has so the militia.
Anyone beat my 21?
I got to roll for right now. I'm rolling for militia, but I got to roll for Fenris. So the militia gets a 9. Fenris is looking at a 17. So the answer is no. Bug, did you spit out a initiative to me yet?
I thought I did, but in case I didn't, it didn't change. It's 18.
18. No, I'm sure you did. I just didn't hear it. Warren is not. You're not conscious yet, are you? I don't think.
No.
So Metal, you are up.
I'm gonna go grab Jason Todd there, where he got pushed through the wall.
You keep getting new names every time you talk about
you. Go down the whole list. Yeah.
So I'm gonna, and I'm
go grab Eddie Brock and.
to his credit, I never, or I guess to her credit, I never told her my name. So it is.
Well, I'm hitting every teenage sidekick who gets the butt kick kind of thing. I'm gonna go. Anyway, I'm gonna go grab Jubilee there, and we're out of there. We're headed off to. I believe we're within a couple of blocks of it. The same kind of minute clinic I took Bug to after his first battle, where he got so thrashed.
Okay.
And I'm going to float him into the clinic without entering myself.
Well, in fairness,
speak to help.
In the amount of time it takes you there, you might be able to see his regeneration, so you might be able to talk yourself out of that.
Yeah, I think that's very reasonable, but that his regeneration within that time period could wake him up. So we might as well just say yes, so we can have that type of interaction. That leaves on the field of battle Bug, Fenris, and Militia. Bug, Fenris, Militia, and Bug is up first.
I will do a dramatic pause and like make as much eye contact as I possibly can. This is our city. You keep this up and we keep coming for you. And then I will Superman out of there. Just switch my powers and just rocket into the sky.
That clears you from combat. Wotan is literally probably
Good, 'cause,
the
like,
only character that could try to contest this, and Wotan has not recovered yet.
The lightning guy, in fairness, might get a shot at me if you want to take it. There are pretty definite penalties to it, but keep in mind that because I'm flying, my invulnerability drops dramatically.
Yes.
So he could get lucky.
I gotta see some doubles here.
Yeah, I mean, I love my powers, but I also want to embrace the bad side of my powers too, you know? Without risk.
16 sounds like we gotta crunch numbers.
We do have to crunch numbers because I still have my dex is the same, so it's a 7. But there's the distance modifiers that you're using. So 16 still might miss.
It does. Just barely. The crackling of ozone is too close for comfort, but no damage.
And then I will fly away in whatever direction I'm facing because it doesn't really matter much at this point. I'm just getting away.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. So Bard Allen wakes up while I'm flying him out of there?
Kind of and just straining and, grab, like, freaking out, first of all. Are you cradling me like a baby?
No, you are just floating near me. I'm not very physically strong at all.
Okay.
You are actually going to be suspended by wire that is wrapped around you.
All right. Well, yeah, he kind of, at first, he wakes up and is just in pain still and kind of coughing up blood a little bit. And
I'm taking you to treatment, kid. Hang on.
I'll be all right.
You know you got blown through walls. You didn't stop at the first wall. You were blown through a second wall.
These things tend to just mull over.
Okay.
But to be fair, this is probably the worst I've been through.
You with the feds?
No.
Oh. What, you just happen to be eating tacos and stumble in?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, Red Robin, let's go have a conversation. Bug will know where to find us.
Red Robin.
They call me Metal.
Metal. Nice.
I take him back to the loft. If he says he's going to be okay, it's okay with me.
Not Bankhurst, Westhurst.
Okay.
Which is west of Bankhurst a little bit, on the east side of Le Mestre Park. And that's where, Metal has her loft. The styly. She's got money. She's got a pretty chill pad.
Cool. By that point,
does he look okay? Does he look like he's about to die? He's having a delusion. Do I need to take him for a doctor anyway?
I don't know. Let's look on regeneration.
Might also get a regeneration check. I'm being bitten by the Fenris Wolf.
Yeah, once you fall out of combat,
if
you have even small regeneration, it gets ludicrously fast.
Okay.
By the time you get, with 5 APs, he gets a recovery every 2 minutes. Just deciding what to do will probably give him 5 recoveries.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, he's standing remarkably from the punishment that you saw that you witnessed he took.
So you're not with the Nazis. You're not with the government. And you don't even know who we are, right?
I mean, is Bug standing there also?
No, Bug is solving his own problems.
He would have seen you guys on TV during the Black Lives Matter march that descended into chaos and death and gunfire and bloodshed. So you recognize her from these characters kind of from that. At least Metal. Yeah.
Okay, so they're kind of local superheroes. I mean, they're locally known superheroes. Okay,
a lot of speculation on on whether they're registered enhanced entities or not. That's not really clear to the general public.
I'll kind of.
So you would be concerned that metal may be part of the feds.
And in fairness, there are no clear shots of metal.
Work hard that there's no clear shots of me. That's right.
Right. There's probably some blurry shots of somebody in their boiler suit.
Mm-hmm.
But Bug is not so shy. You've seen Bug in many a gunfight, wrestling cars, dropped off buildings. There's many a shots of those.
Yeah, those. Yep. But it's like Spider-Man webbing a camera. Metal sets up GoPros. If given a chance ahead of time or whenever to pick up something.
Totally stolen from 70s Spider-Man, absolutely. Lending a camera to the wall, yeah.
So, I don't know if we're supposed to do this really, but are you a cop? Just want to ask, just preface.
Am I a cop?
Are you in the feds or a cop? I'm sorry,
Oh, no, I'm not with the feds. I do a little work with them because we need their help sometimes, but I'm definitely not with them. I'm also not with the Russian mob, even though we work with them. I'm not with the women's shelter. We work with them. And I'm not with a very, very large number of insects, and I'm not sure why that we work with them, but we do.
Bug, that's right. Bug attracts insects. So whenever he shows up, there's always like ants or things that start to gather around his feet and start crawling all over him.
Does Bug also, whenever he alters his powers, does he like physically mutate? So if he goes to fly, does he actually grow wings, or is it more just he takes on the abilities? Okay.
The more I take on the abilities, the more I use my powers, the more bugs coalesce around me. But that's actually independent of my powers. So whatever bugs don't even matter to what powers, just whatever bugs happen to be nearby start to really like me the more I use my powers. But cool. I don't look any different.
So if you make a flying entrance over to the loft, Bug, by the time you get there, you'd have just a swarm of dragonflies behind you following?
No, because they don't match the powers. They're just local. Whatever's closest to me.
Oh.
So,
which is why he stays in the patio.
Yeah, which is why it drops off dramatically when I stop using my powers.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time I get to the patio, there's probably very few bugs kept up with me, but almost instantly as I land, there's like there's the ant problem that Metal's got to deal with.
Yeah, and generally at the loft, it seems to be that ants.
Right.
Kid,
but I will land and shut down and wave through the window. Wait for the bugs I will disperse the bugs before I come inside.
Kid, what does your mother call you? I'm not asking your name for your fan club.
My name's here, and I'll kind of just take my mask off. Hold out my hand.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain you're one of the good guys. So my name's Warren.
Warren, well,
can I come in at this moment?
Of course.
We'll walk out at this moment.
Yeah, I will hold up my hand. Yeah, good-ish. And I'll give a big old smile to as I pull off my own mask.
We're not the Justice League, but this isn't a Justice League kind of world. We're just trying to keep the violence down. We're trying to keep people from getting killed, and Bug wants to talk everybody out of their bad attitudes and bad ideas, but I don't think he's ever actually succeeded at that.
Not even once.
Yeah, you guys are pretty awesome. I liked. What you have magnetism because you metal control. That's pretty sweet. I turn to Bug and say, "You're a bug guy." That's awesome.
I give you a big thumbs up. And
our friend Bug is probably the only thing in the world as tough as Wotan, or at least that I've seen. And essentially, we just very nearly tore his head off, and he just had to go back for a shower. That was not the end of him. He's going to have more troops by the time we find him again because he just makes them.
Yeah, but I get the impression that led to a bloodbath. He only had 50% converts, and the converts weren't. the converts are impressive on a street level kind of concept, but they weren't much in a fight versus me. However, the ritual he did on Fenris was kind of impressive. But we've seen him do that before with Jury.
Poor Jury.
Poor
Jury
Jury.
has superpowers for 2 hours, gets his ass kicked 3 times.
Yep, and his flame thing is continuous, so the FBE may have him on ice, but they can't get an ID off of him.
So on that thought, I'm time to do my video editing, and so Warren, I got some things I've got to take care of quickly here. You and Bud want to have a conversation while I'm doing my video stuff. That's cool. I'm going to see Shamrock is always my first choice. If not, I'll take my other news contacts. I trim up the video so that my face doesn't appear in it. Is Shamrock available? Someone I can send to, or her camera available?
No, Shamrock is unavailable. She is on assignment.
She's in her deep cover thing.
Yep. And Elias Sutton was the cameraman for Shamrock.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see if I can reach Elias Sutton. No?
Nope.
And we were able to pass along our number so she can call us if she needs us. Because I'm really worried about because she's actually doing real journalism that gets you put your neck out, which I respect, but it's not a safe gig.
So I call the station manager, if that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, can I get the station manager on the phone?
What is it about?
Well, I've sold some stuff to that really cool girl Shamrock, and she likes superhero footage. And we just saw that white supremacist guy that never ever mellows out. Oh my God, does that guy need some edibles? But we just watched him get his ass kicked by that bug guy. And I thought, I don't know, if she didn't have it, maybe you'd want the footage.
Are you saying you got footage of the, what would you call it?
The big fight at the churchyard.
The big fight at the churchyard?
And that guy meddled through a truck. You should have seen it. He's scary.
We would love to get some footage on that.
Oh, I totally have some. But Shamrock, she kind of, she's paid for the last couple of parties, if you know what I mean.
Well, depending on how good the coverage is going to, what you got. A few fleeting shots, maybe a couple of $100. I don't know. It depends on what you have.
Well, I've got some stuff that's really good. Let me send it to you, and I'll trust you this one time, because if you screw me on this, I'm sure there's another TV guy somewhere that'll pay me good money. Because really, you know how hard it is to set up a rave? Oh my God, it's so expensive.
Yeah. Is it something you can send us? Can you?
Oh, totally. And I email him the footage that I've been editing.
Okay. They give you an email address to send it. He's willing to stay on the phone with you while they download it and take a look
totally.
if you want.
That guy Metal, you know who I mean? The guy that throws the cars and stuff?
Yeah. We've seen some footage on that.
Well, I think that he's Shamrock's buddy and he's worried about her. Is she okay?
Shamrock does what Shamrock does, and she said she had a story to work on, and we let her do her thing. So no, she hasn't been in touch, but we know she's on a hot story. She always is on a hot story.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not the superhero type or anything, because really, I'm just super good at drinking. But
and then the station manager is talking to you gets pushed aside for a second on this guy, Daniel Petty, eyewitness action news reporter, is I'm definitely the top reporter around here, and I'm happy to fill in while Shamrock's gone. I'd love to get some of this footage on my, on the eyewitness news this evening.
Okay, but make sure she gets the credit.
Sure.
I want her name in it. But hey, check it out. If she's being held in a basement by a supervillain or something, the big guy Bug, he wants to go rescue her because he's into that. But so if she's captured or something, you got to let him know.
Okay, we have no reason to believe at this time that Shamrock is in any danger. She does take some risks, but
Okay, just because the
she's just
super
trying to
types,
get
they
off
really
in
dig
that
her.
Saturday or Sunday evening slot with Conspiracy Count. She hates doing that show.
Oh, like totally. So do you guys think this is worth the money?
Yeah. And the Daniel Petty goes, I think this is it's good for $1,000. We're happy to write you a voucher
Oh,
for
I
$1,000.
think you're totally screwing me, and I'm going to give this to other people unless you can actually give me some real numbers. Because by the time you get in the air, it's going to be everywhere, and you're going to lose your exclusive if you don't stop being a dick to me.
You can hear him put his hand. He puts his hand over the phone, and there's talk. There's some mumbling talk between him and the the station manager. And he's like, "Yeah, we can go. We can go to $3,000. This is one of our top. This is top good stuff. We're willing to give you something off the top. And
Okay, that's a
the
deal.
premier tier."
That's cool. That's a deal. Um, and I hope she's okay. And have a good news, okay, guys? Bye.
Burner phone gone.
Okay, throw another phone.
Sorry, I like to have a good news. That was such a great. Have a good news. What does that even mean?
So, Red Streak there. I didn't mention your name, but you're going to show up. Whatever media image you want or names you want to throw or however you want to do it, you're going to be at least a little famous.
Oh, cool. Maybe I could. Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. You know what I just realized? I never got my order from Taco Bell.
I was just going to order some poke bowls.
I could run and go get those for you. Sorry, but I'm getting sidetracked.
I like the Bugs like thumbs towards him. I like the new guy.
Yeah. That $6 order. That cuts into your $20 a week budget or whatever.
Yeah, come on, college kid.
Right. So you do whatever makes sense to you, super fast, ultra distracted guy?
You know what I just realized about you? Sorry, I realized that you're a girl. And when I see you, I've seen you on TV, and Metal I thought was a guy.
You're supposed to think Metal's a guy.
Sorry, it threw me off there. This is in character, by the way.
Well, I've got a day job that doesn't work so well if my face is plastered on television.
Right. No, I mean you look good. You really pull off the costume.
Hey, thanks, kid. You need to pick a name, and you need to be able to complete a sentence, I think. You have to work on your sentences here. But,
I think you and I are going to get along very well.
Good. So, like I said, this is a world short on good guys. Bug wants to save everybody in his own weird, distracted way, which I think is about right, Bug.
Yeah, I mean, most people who aren't Nazis are overall decent people trying to
Which is not a high bar to clear.
Yeah, we have set the bar pretty low.
To be a good guy. Just don't be a Nazi werewolf.
But here's the thing. We've got gang violence in this town, and it's nasty. And as long as people are killing each other, they're not buying and selling. I want a world where people can buy and sell whatever it is they want without anybody interfering. The IRS, the DEA, violent thugs. I'm just in the merchandise business. And we're just trying to stop the violence. And the nut job with the blue fire seems to be the guy that's stoking the violence. And we've managed to, while taking a hell of a beating ourselves, hand him out some real drawbacks, some real fallbacks. And I think Bugs figured out where they're coming from. And I'm a little reluctant to attack them at their Bible camp in the hills because, I don't know, there's likely to be 8-year-olds with Bibles there that don't deserve this kind of debris. We're trying to find a way, and we have some idea about a magic ceremony that invokes Wotan and another thing called, was it Afro-violence?
Afro-brutality.
Afro-brutality. It's all this native spirit stuff we're still trying to figure out. And I don't know if you're passing through town or if you're, want to join the feds or where you're going, but we are literally just trying to keep people from being killed in the street.
Yeah. I haven't been, I don't know if it's very apparent, probably is to you, but I haven't been doing the superhero thing for a while, or for a long time now. And, I'm pretty new to it still, but I want to prove myself to people that are close to me, and I want to help. So I do actually live here. I live in the city. I go to insert name of community college.
I could give you that. It's Capital City State College. Instead of Capital City University, which is prestige, you go to Capital City State.
Okay.
And
I see how it is.
While you guys are chatting, I'll look up for the location for that.
Yeah, I go to Capital City State. So
I drop things off there sometimes.
Yeah, I live.
What, Adderall?
None of my business.
I don't ask.
Never look at the package.
I guess just I could just say an apartment kind of near there. Would that be okay? Just to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I have an apartment not too far from it, but
Because you have wealth, don't you? At least some level of wealth.
Yeah, I've got wealth character sheet 4.
Yeah, wealth 4 is not bad at all.
Yeah. I just tried to get like a kind of part-time job, side gig sort of wealth.
I take that back. Not Capital City State University, Capital City College. Built in the 1950s, City College is located in Riverside, which is right next to North Elmview, where Bug is from. And it is the Riverside at the intersection of Day Avenue and South Jackson Street, right on the border of Forsyth and Freetown. So, not prestigious. It's the second smallest of Capital City's 4 major colleges. Has an undergraduate enrollment of about 10,000.
So it would be fair to assume I live just an apartment off in Freetown somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I'm looking at the map right now.
Your rentals are going to be cheap in Freetown.
Cool.
It's a pretty.
I live off in Freetown. Here I can, if you want, I can give you my number. Usually, I mean, this is the most intense thing I've ever done. I just kind of stop guys from, stealing bikes off of, chains, bike racks.
You weren't at your best today. The guy that knocked you through the building has knocked both of us through a building too.
Yeah, you lost to somebody who there's really no shame to losing to. Like, literally no shame. We are punching way out of it.
It was also my first werewolf and walked away. That thing was terrifying.
I could have taken him, maybe.
So, looking back at our detective... Oh, I got one more call to make on the information side of it, but then I think I want to go back to chasing down where Wotan's coming from, right? We obviously broke up his ceremony and all of that, but if we want to chase him back to where the guns are coming from or the Bible camp or whatever... I go out to somewhere and it's, I'll be back, guys. Enjoy the loft. Delivery's coming. I fly out somewhere, so I'm on a different cell tower, and I call our friend Bisbee Sharp at the FBE.
Okay. He's an older dude than when you were talking to that. Oh God, I can't even remember his name right now. But anyways, yeah, Bisbee Sharp is your guy in charge these days. What are you're gonna call him?
Yep.
And what's the conversation about?
Sharp. You know who this is?
Yeah. You wouldn't have anything to do with the fiasco that happened in Moscow West this afternoon. That left blazing trucks and an almost collapsed church.
in abstract.
And about a body count, I've got like 10 dead militia.
How well do you know your mysticism? Do you have a department for that?
Mysticism, yeah, no.
We have and we're still figuring out the pieces of it. But there is a Norse spirit that involves a certain amount of voodoo ritual. I don't know how we're connecting these. That is making ordinary gangster thugs into superhuman beings. And what you're seeing is the ones that didn't make the switch. The dead guys are the ones that are essentially they try to transform them, and instead of becoming super thugs, become super dead. We tried to stop it.
Are you saying I got an army of enhanced entities running around this city right
I'm,
now?
I'm saying there's 10 of them. They tried to make it 20, and they just took a beating.
This is the
Let me
civil guard.
let me send you some pictures of it. Some of
Okay.
it's going to be on the news if you haven't seen it yet, but I also have additional footage than that.
Well, since we've gone toe to toe ourselves with the civil guard, I'm looking at possibly a headquarters for these guys in West Virginia, this Bible camp. We're considering sweeping in and doing a search and seizure type thing and try to, cut off the head of the snake, try to get this Rico guy in custody. Uh, is that something you would be interested in helping us accomplish?
Yes, but I'm just the voice here. I'm not the super guy. Um, yes, they want to be involved in that, but they also don't want to be known commodities. And there's a new guy on the stream, the Red Streak. Have you seen him?
No.
Watch the news. You'll see the Red Streak today.
Is he a good guy, or do I got to worry about him too?
The Red Streak is a good guy so far. He looks like he's Bug's new apprentice.
Yeah, that bug guy. I really want to like. We'd like to get him
You're
in
not going to get
the
it.
med bay here and take a look at that guy.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Can take a beating.
He can take a beating like nothing short of Wotan himself. I think that we can get on the same side on this if we can have an agreement that everybody comes in on their own, everybody goes out on their own, and if you decide you're going to play unfair and decide that you're going to start throwing the nets over someone like Bug or Metal, I will still be out there and I will reveal all of your dirty shit that you have ever done in your life, and I will end your career if you decide that you're going to play badly.
He kind of laughs. He goes, "What kind of dirty shit do you think are you talking about? This is the FBE."
Sure. And I'm sure you've got rivals for your position, and you've got a boss, and you've got new up and coming hot shots.
He goes,
Have you not?
He goes,
Have you not known? What's that?
not too many people are gunning for this position since the last director went missing about 5 days ago from the hospital, presumably dead or assassinated. So it's not a popular spot right now.
That I didn't hear about. So what you're saying is I don't have any reason to work with you because I have no reason to trust you. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm saying it shouldn't be a problem. I'm flying light these days. I need some firepower. And I don't got any.
I'll keep this number active. Although you won't be able to track it, I will get messages here. Send me, you can text me to it, let me know what's going on, and I'll get you some firepower for your assault. This number isn't gonna go anywhere but here, and if you try and trace it, I think it's just gonna go back to a bodega in Russian Town. But I have firepower for you as long as we're on the same side.
Do you think you guys can be available tomorrow morning up in West Virginia?
Probably, yes.
We're planning something early in the morning.
We'll make that work.
Okay. This is going to be a good spot to call it, guys. So any other
thoughts, comments, or questions? We got 5 minutes here to wrap any details up.
Well, I shoot back and tell the team the conversation I just had.
Bug will take the Warren out to the patio to play cards while we eat our lunch.
Yeah.
Bug's a dork, so Bug and Warren are going to get along pretty well.
What
I'll
card
promote.
game are you playing?
Probably not poker because I don't have any money to play with. But you know,
Euchre?
something like that, something nice and simple.
Okay.
Uno.
Who knows?
Uno.
Yeah, Warren will promote his band, I guess. He'll have him go and
Oh, I'll
fight.
completely check them out. I mean, I get enthusiastic when you say, "Oh, I have a band," and I'm like, Bug's like, all in. Great, I'll have to check you out.
So I'm still collecting money from the last footage, which I'm assuming arrives at some point, which I give to these guys, the money from from all of our video sales. I said, kid, how we make our money here is we're in the news business, and I just hand them the piles of cash.
I want to go. I'll. Thank you. Appreciate it. I want to take that and just his plan. But just before we end the session, not to go into too much detail, but I want to take that. How much money did I get?
I think it's $1,500 each from the last one. I tend to get $3,000 from these guys when I do this work.
I want to take that to the street that we just fought on because you said it was a church, right? I want to see if I can find somebody and donate the $1,500 to the church.
Okay, I'll have to think about that and how that manifests itself. But I don't see a reason why you wouldn't be able to. I just got to figure out who's the contact, where they are, what's their motivation, and why, and how difficult is it to get a hold of them. Or
Cool deal. And I will go back to Taco Bell while I'm there.
Mm-hmm. And you also got to get your backpack.
Yeah.
Wherever you stash that somewhere.
In an alleyway, I guess, somewhere probably.
Yeah. It could be even on like the crime scene itself in the parking lot, but you can zip in there fast enough,
right,
quick enough to grab it, and no one even knows you're there.
Real quick, just out of character. I know. First off, I appreciate everybody. One, let me play. I had fun. First session. But also, thanks for helping me with the rules and stuff. I'll keep reading as time goes on. I'll make sure I'm get better with the rules and stuff. But for my character sheet, I'll send that to you. As we've been playing, I've been kind of I've been trying to calculate up, make sure I've added everything correctly. Would it be okay if I kind of tweak some stuff? Just I'm not going to completely change my character or anything, obviously, but just kind of tweak some minor stuff.
Yeah, that's legit.
Cool.
And you can post your like a PDF or whatever easily on the MeWe group.
Okay.
That's the best place to post information that you want to get to me.
Cool.
So, all right, gentlemen, another 2 weeks. We're gonna.
All right.
It goes
It
down.
was fun.
Thank you.
More stuff.
All righty.
Hey, lovey-dovey. Best game ever. so good, right?